It's time to start running!
Hello. It is that time. It is time for Tales from the Outer Rim, episode 48. Wow, we are getting really close to 52. I want to shout out a couple people. I want to say hello, of course, to Greybeard, Virgo. I want to say hello to Crayon Slayer. I want to say hello to Ultra. Say hello to our man, Dan. Kind of rhymes. Our man, Dan. Say hello to anybody else who's in the background watching. Thank you as always for joining us. I will bring in my distinguished co-hosts, Greybeard and Lady Virgo. But just a little something for you to consider is if you could erase one major toy company and their entire catalog, which company are you choosing and why? These are the tough questions that we ask on this show. Tough questions. Hello, Greybeard. Hello, Lady V.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, chat? Welcome.
Comment allez-vous, Professor?
Uh-oh.
Oui, ça va très bien, merci.
Merci. I'm just winging it.
That's all right. You did all right. That was a nice little intro. Better than most people, I must say. Well done.
One company that have all their stuff.
I straight would say Hasbro. Well, we'll get into a little bit of Hasbro. As we all know, there are some things afoot. There is a movement afoot. I don't think that it's new, but for some reason it has cycled itself back in the news this week. We will touch on that during our weekly news. But to the chat, I posed this question to Greybeard and Virgo. I posed this question: if you could erase one major toy company, including their entire catalog, which company you're choosing and why? Tough. There may be a little recency bias here.
One major toy company. Man, oh man.
I mean, for me, it's pretty easy, but I think I'm kind of biased in that I think the what I would choose is simply because it passed me by and it wasn't part of my generation. So it's easy to say something non-generational. So for me, it would definitely be Playmates. I could do without Playmates in their entire catalog. And I think specifically for me, it's because of the generational shift. By the time Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became a thing, I was a young teenager, or certainly well into my teens, and was much more interested in girls than I was turtles and a rat, and all things Playmates. Ooh, LJN from a wrestling guy. Is that? Wow, that's a hot take. Ultra.
Yeah, we don't, because they're trying to revitalize those LJNs, and it ain't gonna happen. It ain't happening.
Mm-mm.
It is definitely not happening. Oh
Now,
man,
I don't.
I'm kind
Oh,
of like
go ahead.
with you with the playmate side of it because, like you said, it's there was that shift. There was a shift there in the late '80s, early '90s. And yeah, either that or I would go for Mattel.
Mattel. Wow. Wow. That's strong. And why?
Uh, with Mattel, they're skating by. Mattel is skating by. I'm gonna put it to you simple like that. They are just they're skating. Yeah, they got the DC license, but I haven't seen none of their higher priced DC stuff yet. So I think they're just skating by. Let's get rid of Mattel.
Now,
Now
what
I
is
guess
Mattel giving us?
Arby's, Hot Wheels, WWO.
Right. Right. Motu. Ooh, it's pretty strong there to go with Mattel. Also, LJN put out some ass video games. Just ask the angry video game nerd. Okay. Okay. I think I've seen that channel. I've always loved Playmates, girls with bunny ears. Oh, bum, bum, bum. I'm here all week. Have the veal, says Son of a Crayon Slayer. Yes, I think those Playmates are quite all right with me too. I don't think any toy company should be erased. I'm sure each one has made somebody's favorite toy, and that's fair. That's totally fair, Dan. I think, I think that's why this is a tough hitting question, right? You don't, Stu,
Well,
sir.
I'm taking it as if we're getting rid
Yes.
toy company in their catalog, then I am believing now that there's an opportunity for another toy company to improve upon what has been freed up.
If you had to, for the sake of mankind, if you had to, if aliens, Krang, and who was the other one? Kratos? Who was the other guy from The Simpsons? If they came to Earth and said, you must choose a toy line or we destroy humanity, I've gone with Playmates, you have gone with Mattel, our man Ultra has gone with LJN. Not what I expected again from a wrestling guy, certainly. But yeah, those rubber ones.
They were great when you were a kid, but as an adult collector, they're just it's gotta be that toy that had that nostalgic value for you to get that. I mean, it's just when I see them, I mean, I'm like they got them sitting right beside WWE Elites and WWE Ultimates, which are far superior. It's
Oh, I don't think Crayon Slayer is alone with this one. Bye bye McFarlane, he says. I don't think he's alone. And Dan, with the hottest take of the night so far, he just let mankind go. I'm sorry, I'm not letting any toy line death to mankind before I axe any toy line. I love it. The company that made the radioactive toy set. Oh, yeah, that probably didn't age
what
very
up,
well.
Stu?
Any company that had lead in its toys or paint, I would say. I don't even want to know what early Play-Doh had in it. I ate so much of that as a kid. Might explain a lot of stuff.
Oh man, probably the dye. It was probably the dye.
Probably the dye. I would have to say so as well. Ooh, Joe Daddy coming in with Remco. Joe Daddy says, goodbye, Remco. You're out. Forget about it. Worst properties. Yeah, hard to argue. Hard to argue that, actually. True. Very true. And Joe Daddy, thank you for joining us, sir. Hope all is well. If you guys have not seen Joe Daddy's walk through the mile-long flea market, you've got to check it out. I believe that's his daughter bought the world's scariest looking knife. I think it's a kukri. And she pulls it out of her purse like it's not. Oh, hey, check this out. She pulls out a knife that is like a boom. It's almost like a great scene from Crocodile Dundee. You call that a knife?
Yeah.
This is a knife. She totally has one of those moments. So good. She's so casual about it too. Blasphemy says Ultra. All toys can be fun. I agree. This was meant just to get our juices flowing a little bit, thinking about, wow, we are in an age where the reality is, based on market conditions and already Playmates shifts and other things, I do think we're going to lose a major line sooner rather than later. I really do.
I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, I don't. I think the companies are gonna be Mattel and Hasbro are not going anywhere. They're gonna. They got. They'll be around forever. But you're right. Sooner or later, a line is gonna fall. Something's got to give.
Something's got to give, man. They're just gonna say, all right, we're pulling the plug on this, and certainly. So if let me ask you this then into the chat: if there was a line that you think could be gone, say in 5 years, looking into the future, into your glass ball, what line do you think you could see conceivably being gone in 5 years? Realistically.
I would say Black Series.
Funny, I was going to say the same thing. I was absolutely going to say the same thing. I can see a day where Black's, not TVC, because I think the vintage is here to stay, but I can see a world where Black Series just ceases to exist.
They need what they need to do is put a stop to it, kill it off, and they need to take a step back and revamp their product and catch it up with everybody else. That they've let Black Series fall behind. I think of all the action figures, they are pushing the worst of the articulation. They definitely them bodies need to upgrade.
I think it's just that they've gone down the rabbit hole or the well one too many times, right? Like they've just how many clones can you possibly have? And they're just now starting to get into legacy characters that people are interested in, with Mother Townsend and other characters from the Clone Wars. But again, too little, too late. Yeah. And meanwhile, TVC is absolutely killing it, right? They're killing it. They've given us Asajj Ventress from the 2D show now in a 2-pack, which is fantastic. Right. And you know what? For the lack of accessories with every toy, they're just terrible. Joey, what's up, brother? How are you?
Well, some of them are hit or miss. A lot of them are misses. There's always going to be a thing for the clone troopers and the stormtroopers. I mean, it's just like G.I. Joe with the Vipers and the Bats. You got the army builders, and they gravitate toward that. So clones and stormtroopers, they're going to be around. They need to upgrade the body. They need to get upgraded with the times.
Oh, that's a good one here. That's a good. Maybe Leonard. Corpse sucked. Agreed. And then Downtown Joey agrees with us. Black Series will be the first to go. Crayon Slayer says Black Series should go away, come back with double joints and good soft goods. Agreed. That's it. I think that's what you were saying.
They need to take a break, upgrade it, repackage, rebrand, put it back out there, start off fresh. Everybody's going to be pissed because they got to start over again, but whatever. It's going to be.
Jeez. Stu, I'm happy to hear that. How? Don't tell me your power's been out since those trees fell in your Instagram, because that was days ago. If that's the case, man, I hope that you were able to salvage, or at least you didn't have a lot of food you had to throw out. That's terrible.
On a side note, fumbling, when things like that do happen, usually, and I can't claim this for everybody, I can only claim for down here. Usually, the electric company is going to foot you like $250 for groceries you lost. Usually, they'll just throw it onto your account after something like that happens.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Not in Canada, dude. In Canada, like, sorry, our bad. Really? Wow.
Yeah. But now, it doesn't matter if your power is out for 1 or 2 days or a week. That's all they're going to give you.
Yeah, but at least it replaces whatever's in your refrigerator.
A good chunk of it gets replaced. So, but still, when you don't have power, you get reminded of primitive times, and you get to appreciate what you got.
Mm. No, I agree. I mean, Joey says either Hasbro or Mattel will one day go the way of LJN and Tyco. It does feel that way. I'm not gonna lie. 125 hours. Holy shit, that's almost what's that? 2,400. Yeah, holy. That's crazy. It's 4 days at least. Close to 5.
Yeah.
Or is it 5? No, it is 5. 120 hours, right? 5 days. If my math doesn't fail me, 5 times 24. I don't know. Too much pressure. Thankfully, for me, I don't eat much food in the fridge. Yeah, that's terrible. We've recently been talking about getting a separate generator. We don't often lose power here, thankfully, but we did lose power for about 6 hours a couple of weeks ago, and that seemed too much. So I can't imagine 125 hours. That's crazy. Yes, of course. Stu, we're glad you're here as well. And we're glad you're in good health and glad to get your power back. Okay, well, that's a good way to start the show. That's interesting. We got a lot of good, and you know what we got? What was interesting? A lot of people saying, no toy line should go. They all bring value to somebody, and that is the truth, right?
Right.
Can't deny that. So let's get that off the screen. Let's get that off. Say hello.
You know what? And I'm gonna add to that the subject. If y'all recall, Motu, they paused Masterverse to do these Chronicle figures.
Mm-hmm.
So will Masterverse ever come back, or is that just some line they fed us? You know.
I think Masterverse is coming back. I think Chronicles has not been as successful as they were thinking. But yeah, I feel like they will be back. Yes, agreed. Yeah, agreed. Every day above ground is a good day. You know, Shane from Same Time Toys was somebody who was, I think, for me, the first YouTuber that I followed that at the end of every one of his videos would always call out, like, if you need a friend or if you're in need or a crisis, reach out to somebody. And he was the first to kind of address that of the crew that I followed. I always thought that was an important message. Goes without saying, I'm sure, what experience he's had in his life that would prompt him to speak on that subject. But the truth is we are blessed to be here every day.
Right. That is true.
That is a fact. All right, so let's get to some news. We'll look at a bit of comic news. We'll look at some pop culture, and then we will talk a little more about the Hasbro, as that has been in the news this week. So this week we've got, let me see if I can move this. I hate the way it does that. Don't want to block it. We've got a new Image comic called The Last Driver. As the technology in America advanced, cities being created, the grid, a robotic transportation system that only made cars obsolete and made them illegal. But an outlaw named Clutch has no choice but to get behind the wheel one more time. What starts out as a race to save his granddaughter's life quickly turns into a rebellion against technology, fascism, and the future of a divided America. I love it.
That's a little heavy, man. That's heavy for a comic, though.
I do like that, though. I do like that. My NECA Ed 209 showed up yesterday. Oh, my God. I'm jealous. Crayon Slayer, please let us know when you take photos. Hopefully you're posting to your YouTube. I'm not going to lie. That's major FOMO for me, man. I freaking love that Ed 209. I badly want the Sideshow statue. I think that's a PCS or Prime 1. That's ludicrously expensive, but Masterverse was a tricky line in the first place. People didn't understand if it was replacing Motu Classics. In my opinion, they should have just done New Eternia. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's fair. Yeah, what do you think about this, dude? Do you foresee a day where cars in America will be illegal if they go the way of the self-driving car?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because, I mean, in the end, they're going to be like, this is how you're going to get around safely. We can't even trust you to drive your own ride anymore. That, you know, it's going to be taken. Yeah, I can see it. I can see that very easily.
Totally. No, totally. And they're going to sell it, to your point, they're going to sell it as a benefit for humanity that you can't manifest your own destiny and drive your own car. I know that in Canada, they were talking about programming an accelerator, like a kill switch on cars, that if you go over 30 kilometers, it immediately kicks you back down to the speed limit. If you go more than 6 seconds or 7 seconds, in other words, the only time you could accelerate up to 30 kilometers above the speed limit would be to pass a car. And once that time has come, it immediately deaccelerates for you. And that would piss me off. Yes, I agree. If they make classic cars legal, there will be a civil war, right? Here it is. Yeah, this is, I think, what we're talking about, right? They wanted to install AI in all new cars by 2035. That's what I mean. Like, it's just, you start looking at these movies and these comic books and all these things that we grew up with, and you start to think, like, you know, a great scene, of course, in Star Wars, where she says, "This is how it starts, the end of democracy, with thunderous applause under the guise of a better you, a better world." Big brother, man. These self-driving cars are not safe, not yet. They run traffic stoplights from time to time. Yeah, absolutely. No, driving is one of those last. I'm sorry. I love driving. You are in complete control. You manifest your own destiny in every way. And I hope in my lifetime I never live to see that. Right? If I'm being honest. It had to happen. G.I. Joe versus Night Force, part 1 of a 5-part series. I'm glad to say I don't see Hama's name on this one. Everything has been leading to this exercise landmark issue as Joe battle Joe, friends become enemies. The chart-topping team of Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley kick off the biggest G.I. Joe in Energon universe history. I don't know, man. I feel like there's some, like, is it just me? Look, I'm not a Joe guy, but I have been getting into Joe thanks to you and other people, obviously Shane and Woody and Joe Daddy and everybody, but this feels desperate to me. When you start, right? Like last edition was Snake Eyes versus Snake Eyes versus Snake Eyes, all the Snake Eyes. Now we've got Night Force versus Joe. What's your take? Oh, we can't hear you, Graybeard. No. Let me see. I don't have you. No, you're fully. Might have to back up and come back in. Tell me, chat. What's your? Yeah, right. Here we go. This is like down what I'm saying. If they're kicking off with the biggest, where do we go from there? Yeah, that's my question. Right? This feels early on to be getting to here. We'll let Graybeard try and get back in. We're going to have to ask Graybeard sign language. Yeah. But I mean, this is a kickoff of. I mean, Energon. It's all the buzz right now. I know last week's issue, of course, was all the Snake Eyes versus Snake Eyes. They want to install it in all new cars by yeah. See, that's crazy to me. Let me get Graybeard in here and kick the other Graybeard out. Get out.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, sir.
Okay. Hey, this has to happen. They've been trying to get the G.I. Joe and the Transformer universe together, and going down this road with the Energon is where they're headed. So people have been waiting for it.
All right. Ultra says, FAI cars, I want Tron light cycles. Well, shit. Hard to argue that one. Son of God, where is there a company trying to call Skynet and they make a T800? Something doesn't sound right. Right, exactly. Yeah. Every year you have that consumer show in China. It's like 1 year closer to the end of mankind, I feel. Joey's way behind on these. Yeah. So this is this week's beginning of a 5. What if? The new what if is what if the Runaways hadn't run away?
I
Oh,
I can do without the Runaways, y'all. I hate to say it. I watched a show. They actually had a show on Prime or something like that. It was all right, but I never could get into them. So if the Runaways didn't run away, that's fine. That's fine.
enough said, I guess. Joe Daddy says he read that Energon, the part 1 of Night Force versus Joe. Says badass issue. All right. Surprised at the ending. Ooh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Runaways. I did not watch the show. I do know they had a live action show. This looks pretty interesting from Mad Cave. So, Lazarus Order. In a medieval world where illness can lead to horrific and monstrous transformations, the Lazarus Order is mankind's final bastion, preventing uncontrollable chaos. Devout plague doctors have sacrificed their freedom in an oath to God in exchange for supernatural abilities. I don't think God does that. However, their power comes at a great cost. The more they use them, the more it consumes them until they fade to nothing. That sounds pretty badass, dude. And I'm always down for plague doctors. Hello, Brandon. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, Brandon? It does sound interesting. It does kind of sound Star Wars Jedi-ish a little bit. Just because Jedi use the metachlorines and to
Right. So in exchange for their ability to fight evil, they become nothing. I feel like you're breaking up, or is it?
uh,
Oh, chat. Can you tell us if? Am I breaking up? Alpha Red. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us, sir. There you are.
I don't know what's
I
happening.
don't know which one of us, but I think.
Can you
Yeah, you're
hear
coming
me?
choppy. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, I think you're okay now, Graybeard. Sorry. Technical difficulties. There we go. Yeah, Graybeard is trapped in a lagging vortex. Okay,
Fucking
yeah.
Skynet, he in the family zone, y'all.
Oh no, not the Phantom Zone. Stu says, "Oh no, did Graybeard's choice of toy company get mad and take out his voice?"
Right, man.
Mattel's
Okay, I
revenge.
gotta say this real quick, and I'm gonna go because y'all know I don't talk much.
All
So
right.
the other night, I don't know if you're familiar with this story, Cumberland. The Abraham Lincoln and the soldiers jumping overboard and the deplorable living conditions.
Oh,
Yada,
the
blah, blah,
warship.
blah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So GB says, shout out to all of them because you know what they're going through is hard. Blah blah blah. He was, letting them know he's there, being empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
So come to find out, he was having so many technical difficulties and all this other kind of stuff. And I swear to God, on my mama, not even a half an hour later, they sent another ship to help them motherfuckers.
Oh my God! They finally. Jeez.
Yeah,
They was listening. They was listening. The CIA was listening.
they sent George Washington to bail out the Lincoln.
Yeah. Well, apparently they were eating dry cereal. They'd been out there for 18 months. I mean, that's anyway. It's and then one guy was on record as saying he thought that they were testing how far they could push a soldier. I mean, when you get to that kind of psychological trauma, it's like, damn. But I'm glad to hear that they're back home, hopefully, or have gotten supplies and had an opportunity to not eat dry cereal. Come on,
Right.
man, that's torture.
Right? Terrible.
Ooh, this looks good, actually. The Cimmerian. So Robert E. Howard's classic Pulp Tales adapted to the comics, meeting with all bloody guts and glory intact. Conan, accompanied by Natala, a slave wild beauty, advances through the seemingly infinity of a sandy desert. So this is Ablaze's new number one, the Cimmerian. Man, this is my Conan, dude.
Well, I got to see the inside of it. I guess is what I need. There's a certain look in stuff like that that goes with Conan, and it's got to have that look, man. I got to have my Savage Sword of Conan look, man.
Now, is it the Chimerian or the Cimmerian?
I thought it was Cimmerian.
Yeah, because I've heard about the Chimerian as well, now that I think about it.
Tomato, man. I don't know.
But if the art is anything, if the book is anything like this art, I'm in. I recently bought Dark Horse and Marvel annual subscription to comics, so I get all their comics.
Oh shit!
So it's been fun. Like as you know, I've really never kept up with comics, more books. So it's fun to start getting back into comics. I am woefully behind some of these storylines, and so I'm trying to figure out which Earth is the right Earth. There seems to be like 20,000 Earths now. So just sorting all that out has been quite the adventure.
Right. I think if you're looking for the universe you're most commonly going to remember, I think it's 616.
Right, that seems to be. Yes, correct. Yeah, that's what I've come to realize. So
and everything else is a spin-off of that. Down the rabbit hole of comics. Now, are you getting all the titles, or I mean, how does?
Yeah, you get all the titles. Yeah. So you don't own anything
nowadays.
Yeah, it's a rolling subscription.
Okay.
So I get it on my iPad. It's awesome. It's fully colored, easy read. I like the page layout. It feels really intuitive. Is this a soup book? Simmer on the stove. Yeah, sometimes the cover art looks great, and then inside the book art looks like hot garbage. Fair. That's actually very fair. Dan says 616 is the Marvel Earth. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy to subscribe to that. I haven't bought a physical book in many, many years. If it's not on my Kodo, it's been on my iPad. Just space wise, I don't have the space for it. So I'm not one of those that needs a physical copy of a book. And quite frankly, with all the Star Wars books I've read, like that has to be at least 60, 70 books. Like I would not have it store that anyways. The Phantom versus the Singh Brotherhood #1.
I'm down for a little Phantom there. He's old school.
If there's a movie they need to update, it's this movie. I don't know that there's an audience for him anymore outside of maybe our generation that understands the importance of the Phantom. But at least give us a better memory than the one that we have.
They would have to, you know what? The best way to introduce the Phantom into the fray is they would have to bring him up through the Black Panther universe side. Bring him up through there, and to work out.
Yeah, that might work. Actually, that might work. There's some interconnection there. It's connected. Yeah,
I got to Phantom had a run-in with Wakandans at one point in his life.
Got it, right?
Down there, he had to have run into somebody.
Feels like odds are, right? While we burn. Now this looks really interesting. Fire magic gave birth to monsters and shattered the world. 100 years later, an old chronicler tries to save it by telling his stories. While We Burn is a series of short, dark fantasy stories set in a medieval world consumed by monsters and darkness. And then you've got this great sword through this werewolf's head with a man exploding into flame in the reflection what looks to be a vampire.
Right.
Dude, I love anthologies. I love werewolves and vampires.
Yeah. Oh, we burned though. I don't know if I see. I like to have continuation. When I'm reading a comic, I don't know. I really don't like the one shots too often. Um, I don't know if I could deal with this.
All right, that's fair. Downtown Joey says, anyone remember getting comic books in the mail? It was cool
Yeah,
to have to wait until the following month to see what happened in our favorites. The comic book came with a brown paper cover slip. Shit, no, I don't remember that. I don't think I ever saw that in Canada, to be honest with you.
yep. You could back in the day, you could have a subscription direct to your house. Back in the day, it was not that expensive.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't that expensive, man. Hey, I mean, for the longest time, they had the advertisements on the back, like the back page of the comic book forever, man. Like, get your subscription. You know, they'll have it broke down. They would have all the 75-cent books were X amount for a year, all the dollar books were X amount a year, and it would just come to your house.
Okay, now the only thing I remember in the back of comic books was seahorses that you could buy, put in the water, and they would grow into seahorses. Some sort of submarine that they said you could build a sub and somehow get into a sub. And then Joe Weider products with the nerd who gets kicked sand on the beach. And it said if you ate Weider products, you would become a big buff guy who would beat up the nerds and get all the babes.
Right? Yeah, it was a time where you could you could have you didn't have to go to the comic shop and get a box where they would put your subscriptions in. You could just deal direct with the company. The only downside to that was now your comic was being sent by mail to you. And if you're a collector, maybe you might not want that, because it really was just going to be the luck of the draw if your comic came in perfect condition.
Yeah, brown paper bag. Yep, got it. Dan says, while the Phantom movie was disappointing, we still had the Defenders of the Earth cartoon where he teamed up with Flash Gordon and Mandrake the Magician. Yes, we did. Absolutely. Yeah, give us that movie, man. For real. Now that would be because people, oh, dude, you combine that would be. And then, of course, Joey says, yes, I remember there was always the Army Navy toy set that came with almost 100 pieces of soldiers. Oh, that's right. And tank ships, whatever. That's right. In the back of the comic. That's funny.
For the X-ray glasses, the spy shit.
Oh, the X-ray glasses. Yes.
You would have a big old advertisement. You would have X-ray glasses, the spy kit.
Yeah, the spy kit with the little camera. Yes.
Fucking magnifying glass. Yeah, that was your spy.
Yes. Holy fuck, that's funny. God damn, those were the days. Oh, shit. Now I want to go back and grab some magazines, just some comic books, just to see those. Red Sonja. No, go ahead.
I was going to say one thing. There was a comic advertisement in a lot of the comics back in the 80s. For a comic company, Mile High Comics, out of Denver, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have the listing. You could buy back issues. They would have a list of what they had. Literally in the comic, there would be a one-page ad with a listing. That place still exists today. The Mile High Comics place does exist. They have a website. Still sell comics to this day. No shit.
Bravo, Mile High Comics. Now, when I was a kid, there was another Mile High entertainment company that I feel like Toy Games would know about, but it definitely wasn't comic books. Definitely not. I'm just going to leave it at that. This is a kid's show. Walking down to a 7-Eleven or gas station that carried comic books and getting a Slurpee. So, my neighbor, boss move of all boss moves, a couple years ago, and I don't know how, but somehow I think connected to his business, I think he's a liquidator of sorts. He liquidated some 7-Eleven, and he took out the Slurpee machine and brought it home, and it's in his backyard. And every summer he makes booze-filled Slurpees for everybody in the neighborhood. So we all go there for a swim, and this fucking Slurpee machine is just just getting everybody in the neighborhood hammered, dude. And every year I look forward to that Slurpee. Fuck. I
Oh,
love that
Lord.
thing. That's the way to do it. And then Stu
Red
says,
Sonja
hell yeah.
Red Sonja
Go
is She-Devil #1.
I feel like She-Devil #1, we looked at one a couple of weeks ago. I feel like Red Sonja, every week somebody is rebooting Red Sonja. Totally want to go and make it to Colorado. Yeah, that would be cool. I've been to Denver. I didn't know about that for a comic on the spinner rack and the grocery store. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And your mom going like, oh, Jesus Christ. Fine. What is this? I remember asking my mom to buy me. Do you remember the old comic Vietnam? The Nam?
Yes.
Yes, I remember asking my mom to pick up the Nam for me one day in a grocery store. First of all, as a Canadian kid, and then second of all, anyway, my mom looked at me and was like, what the fuck do you want with this comic? She had this look, I'll never forget. She was just like, what? She's like, don't you want the X-Men? Don't you? I'm like, no, I want the Nam.
Yeah.
Memories. Yeah, I'm always down for Red Sonja, brother. You know that. Give me it all day, every day. Now this, Gun Honey, is not a #1 issue. However, I'm showing #2 because I can only imagine what #1 is. This is the variant art cover that's, of course, been blacked out for you kids at home. But the story goes, when a botched attack on the dictator of Russia sends 3 identical-looking men fleeing Moscow for Siberia, Finland, and the Black Sea, Gun Honey, Joanna Tan, is offered $10 million to separate the real target from its doubles and make sure the right man dies. I feel like he's got a tattoo somewhere that requires him to take his clothes off to figure out which one is the real dictator of Russia.
Hey, shout out to the variant cover. Shout out to the variant cover. It looks like she's spreading her cheeks to take a dump, but shout out to the variant cover.
I'm showing this. It's that's right. Everybody's like, why'd you put come on, take the black. Hey, I don't know what. I have no idea what YouTube
You don't want
any given time.
You don't want tatas just hanging out on the screen. Trust me. You don't want them hanging out.
All right.
Not full-blown tatas. No.
I wonder, because I do have some great collector statues that are NSFW, and I think like, I wonder if I could just show one, and then I'm like,
you gotta put some electrical tape on the nipples. The electrical tape they need to be covered up.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, good move. Okay, in other news, Variety did a poll of the 7 most boring movies this century as voted by film fans. And the list goes as follows. That's 7 Megalopolis. I don't know if you've seen Megalopolis. It's fucking unwatchable. The Dead Don't Die. Have you seen this? With our man Adam Driver and Bill Murray?
I did not.
No? Okay.
I know what you're talking about, though. It's like a comedy or something like that.
Yeah, where everybody's like a zombie and Tilda Swinton turns out to be an alien who's just like a samurai fighter. It wasn't terrible, but was pretty bad. Skinamarink, which I have no idea what this is. I think it's a documentary. The movie Napoleon that came out many, many years ago. This one made my heart sing. At #3, the reboot of Conan.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like great, but it wasn't bad.
No, it was fucking terrible. No, we definitely don't want the YouTube police on any of us. Skinamarink was a total waste of time, and I felt like that title said it all. Oh yeah, Joker fully.
I don't trust their list, Fumbling. I don't trust their list. I'll tell you why I don't trust your list, because
all right,
there are even worse movies out there. There is even worse movies out there. So why are they on?
Well, I'm sure. Listen, I mean, in all fairness, they took a poll. I mean, you don't know who. Like, I'm sure people had so many different ones. So, like, it could be that Skinamarink has 4 votes, but that was 4 more than the everything else was so diluted. You don't know what that actually represents.
Yeah.
Stu says, thankfully, I have not seen any of these. Oh, lucky man. Yeah, Dead Don't Die is pretty slow, but they were self-aware. That's what I was saying too. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, well, exactly, Dan. They even referenced the script at one point in the movie. Yeah, I did like breaking the wall. And then, of course, Stu says, me, you here come to Y2 Fuzz, hide your stash. Well, Joker Folie à Deux is the only movie I've ever been in, movie theater I was in, where somebody threw shit at the screen at the end of the movie. Like, people literally threw their popcorn bucket at the screen. When you're willing to go to jail, you're pretty pissed off.
Yeah. That one there, that for more modern time, I would say that is a big disappointment. That movie there.
It was fucking terrible, dude. So Skinamarink is, it's a horror movie. Yes. Right. I did read a little blurb when I saw this. Barely anything happened. Okay, thank you, Ultra. So we'll save ourselves some trouble there. But anyway, that was. Now, I don't know if you've seen this. This is a Canadian story that apparently has gone international. We have a movie theater here where they failed to send a Spider-Man poster to the movie theater. So one of the employees there drew his own poster, affectionately known as Spooderman, and says, sorry, we never received the real posters. Sorry for any inconveniences. And this has gone absolute mega viral.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, first of all, I fucking love this picture. I don't like, this guy is a better artist than I am.
Right.
Yeah, he's become known as Spooderman. Following how viral this went, apparently Cineplex Odeon reached out to the theater and said, you need to take that down. So the kid had a follow-up where he was taking a poster. I would auction this poster. I would bid on this poster.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
Unofficial Spider-Man Brand New Day movie poster.
Right.
It was actually used. It was used.
I mean, this to me is Spooderman is on. That's awesome. Fucking right, dude. I saw the new Spider-Man movie today. It was okay. I don't get the hype. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but definitely very, very people either people seem to go berserk. Generational thing. But yeah, I love this, dude. I absolutely love this story. I love everything about this. I love the creativity. And as I said, I actually kind of like this picture. I feel like this is what Spider-Man really looks like at this point in his age.
Right.
Feels like a real Spider-Man to me. Spider-Man.
It looks like Grandpa Simpson dressed up in the Spider-Man outfit.
I mean, come on. I mean, how old would Spider-Man be now? This could be Spider-Man. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you. Thank you for your service. All right. We know this is in the news. The new MCU has been officially, not MCU, the new X-Men have been announced. And of course, we already know Sadie Sink is Jean. Oh, well, you know what I should have done? So sorry. Hold on a sec. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Spider-Man. My bad. Too late by now. But
well, you already know she's in it. I mean,
yeah, she's been all over the news. So, what do you think of this casting? First of all, what did you think of her as Jean Grey?
Well, it wasn't a very large role in the Spider-Man movie that she was Jean Grey. She was just in the flashbacks when she was younger. But I think that what she did with Stranger Things, I think she's ready to do something like it's to me, going from Stranger Things to a superhero role probably ain't that big of a jump. So I think she's gonna do fine.
Yeah, and I think that's what Graybeard's saying too, and Ultra agrees, is she didn't really have a whole lot in the movie, but I know in the movie theater people were quite excited when she came on as Jean Grey. So I think I think again, and I mean, for all the people that grew up with Stranger Things, this is really exciting for them. I think she's going to be fine. I think she's a fine young actress.
Yeah.
Kit Connor as Cyclops. So this is another Netflix alumni, I think, who was in some teenage love dramedy, like some Bridgerton type stuff. Like that summer, I became pretty. Not that, but ish. Uh, yeah,
Let me see him in his outfit, and I'll make my final. But I mean, he's got the look. I mean, he's got the
definitely
big
got the look.
jaw. He's got the look. Put the
Got the
little
look.
visor on him.
Yep. Strong jawline, big boy. I think it's going to be fine. I like him more than James Martin already, man. Martin already, I got to say that. So I will say that. Christopher Abbott as Professor X. Interesting casting choice. Was in Lena Dunham's Girls. Was great in Girls, actually. But will be interesting to see him with a shaved head,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Ultra says know nothing about the dude, so really can't judge him. So yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
easy. They're all they're grabbing the young folks. They're getting them locked into the contracts
Yep.
because they can't just. I'm sorry, Patrick Stewart and Magneto, they ain't gonna be around. They got to shift gears, and that's what they're
Agreed.
doing. That's what
Agreed.
exactly. Doing.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. This is by me the most interesting casting choice, which is Maya Boyd. So Maya Boyd has never been in film or television. She's strictly a Broadway actress, a very well-regarded Broadway actress. So it's going to be
Broadway,
really
I
interesting.
won't say regarded, but yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So this to me is the biggest X factor. They've really like kind of gone out. And now, look, Broadway to do live theater is to me the most skilled of actors, but they've all said that that doesn't necessarily translate to film because in film you have to actually kind of tone down your movements, and whereas on stage you have to make everything amplified. So it'll be interesting, anyways.
For them to cast her as Storm, first off, Storm isn't some bullshit character in the X-Men. All right, y'all, she's a front and center. Her, Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, all of them hold the same fucking level when you're talking about X-Men. So there has to be something there when she rehearsed or auditioned that they said, yeah, that's what we want fucking Storm to do. And I gotta believe, that's the only reason she got the job. I gotta believe is that they saw something that they liked. And
for sure.
We'll
For
see.
sure. No, without a doubt, right? And Jade Cargill would have been quite a. She certainly has a physical prowess.
No.
Yeah, hard to argue with that. Of course, Indy Navarrete as Rogue. I love this casting. As you know, I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I'm a huge fan of Obsession. She was absolutely incredible in that film. So I'm really looking forward to see her do bigger and better things, even with Rogue.
I'm just, I gotta see him. I'm just ready to see it, because I hate it when the movies are coming out. You got these people. I'm like, well, I gotta see how they do it. Because a lot of people will blast movies. They'll look at the cast and they'll say it's garbage. I'm like, it's all depending on what it looks like at the end.
Yeah, I mean, this is. Sorry, no. To your point, I think, Greybeard, you're right. To your point, they're casting this for a different generation of viewers. This is not our generation's X-Men, obviously.
No.
These are all the hottest actors today. And I think they're going to be just fine. But you can't really tell until, to your and Ultra's point earlier, until you see them in costume, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, you're looking at her as the psychotic girl from Obsession. Let's see her with the white puff, hair, costume. Joe Daddy makes it good.
They should leave her hair just like this. Just put the white streak in it.
Correct.
Don't even do it up. Just leave it flat like that. That'll be fine. I I would like the outfits to be closer to what they sport in the comic books. I don't like, later on in life, the X-Men started wearing these black outfits with X's on them. I'm like, what is this shit? I want to see, as ridiculous as some of the outfits might actually look, they should do them regardless. Give it to us. I mean, they put Channing Tatum in a sausage Gambit outfit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with Joe Daddy here. One, Cyclops, make him an alpha male and the leader like he's supposed to be. And then again, great choice for Rogue if she can nail the Southern accent. And Ultra says she was great in Obsession, but, let's see what she can do with Rogue given her size. Yeah, I mean, all interesting kind of X factors to be decided, but I'm not seeing anything here that jumps out at me as, wow, what a terrible casting choice, right? Because you go back.
Oh yeah, there's nothing there that says I'm not going to watch this.
Right, like they've
I
all got
will
that.
watch this. I might not pay for it, but I will watch it.
And I mean, this to me is genius casting level. The next two are genius casting level. Samara Weaving as Emma Frost is absolute genius. She's a great actress. She has that edge. Hugo Weaving is her uncle. She comes from a great line of actors. And he's been in big Marvel movies as well. Obviously, Lord of the Rings. I fucking love this casting, dude.
Hey, you just got to play him right. She's got to be cold, calculating, and diabolical all at the same time.
Yeah, and I think she'll be perfect for that. And then, of course, Adam Driver is Mr. Sinister. Oh, dude. Like, bravo. Bravo. One, he's a massive man, right? I think he's 6'6", 6'7" in real life. He's a big man. Ex-army guy, right, in real life, served. So will physically fill the role of Mr. Sinister. And then he's got the perfect face for that role.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they get the look of him right. I hope they get the Sinister look right.
Yeah, this is awesome. I cannot wait to see him. I mean, this was, and you could tell by the audience reaction at D23, this one really, people are jazzed about that. Okay, and we will finish the news, of course, with what we started the night with, which company we see potentially being in trouble. Of course, Black Series, Hasbro, the boycott is on. Now, I know this is not the first time. I would be surprised if this was the first time there was a call to boycott Hasbro, but it's resurfaced the last couple of days following some terrible PR moves from Hasbro. Let me get to some comments first. Ultra says, don't have much against this casting, but like Graybeard said, they have to have the characters' looks right. Agreed 100%. And Dan says, as long as they don't have Samara Weaving do that over-the-top scream she does. Yes, let's hope not. It's not right for White Queen. I don't like the Adam Driver casting. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, fair. Totally fair. But yeah, so as you know, at San Diego Comic-Con, they initially announced a 2-pack as $51.99 and then quickly reversed gears and said, no, that's a mistake. This product is actually $79.99, consistent with other products. King, what's up, sir?
What up, King?
How you doing, brother? And this just seems to have just been the icing on the cake for a lot of the Hasbro Black Series people. And now there's a small movement of people, of course, are saying boycott Hasbro. I think other YouTubers are going to do a deep dive on in the next couple of days. So I'm not going to pretend to know the history of all these boycotts. But go ahead.
I was going to say if it's because of this pricing thing that this new boycott is being used for. Look, companies fuck up all the time. All right, that's fine. If they put it up at the wrong price, and anybody that ordered it before they discovered it, if they still got it at that price, which they should, I believe here in the U.S., if they advertise it for a certain price and you buy it, then they can't wiggle their way out of that shit. They gotta, you gotta get it that way. Now, for the price increase after the fact, whew, that's kind of a dick move, man. I would expect Hasbro to be like, you know what? I'm gonna have to eat this one. We're just gonna have to eat it. But they didn't. They changed it. Now people are up in arms about it, apparently. But
oh yeah, people are pissed.
Will it actually do anything? I don't think it's going to do. I think this is a speed bump in the road of Hasbro. To be honest with you, I do not expect. I don't expect a Black Series price fuck up to be the downfall of Hasbro. I'm sorry.
No, and you know what? I mean, you get to a comment here that I liked. Stu says Keaton was, people weren't happy when Keaton was cast, which is facts, and people love the movie afterwards, which is his approach on this one is, yeah, okay, let's see what happens. Just reserve judgment till we see it. Joe Daddy agrees. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, dude. I mean, like, companies make mistakes all the time. It's not just Black Series, by the way, right? Like, I mean, there's a whole San Diego Comic-Con. Like, I mean, it's the Joe line when the Cold Slither thing, where they were sold out in 2 minutes, only to come back on a couple hours later. Then they sold out again, and now you can get it just basically. You can go on there and get it now, I think, without problem. Joe Daddy, keep me honest on that. It's guys, like, I mean, it is what it is. It's an imperfect world. Sometimes things happen, but the truth of the matter is things are costing more. Everybody is charging more. They're not the only ones. If you're unhappy with the line, move on. Just move on.
Yeah.
Move on. You're trying to rally people to kill the thing that you love is never, to me, the solution, right? So
I didn't either. King Collector, I didn't hear about this boycott until like yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Same here.
I was like, what is this? Why?
Same here.
And then, I still didn't even pay attention to it because now I'm learning about it from Fumbling. And I'm like, I guess really the only solid that Hasbro can do is just put the price back to the original, or honor everybody that bought it at the low price at least. Is that been made clear if they honored anybody that bought it?
I don't think so, and I think that's why people are angry. Now, I will say this, and I agree with you. It's 1 2-pack. And in my opinion, they should absolutely eat that. Like, eat that 2-pack, right? That's probably not going to be your best seller anyways. There's so many more announcements there that people were excited about. But anyway, it's their business to do what they do. You remember when NECA sent out 2 of these sewer sets to people instead of 1 a couple years ago, and then they sent a letter that said, if you don't return your extra one, we're going to ban you from ever buying anything again from our company, right? Like this heavy, like every company does it, dude. It's
right. Yeah,
I
remember the turtle thing, man. I was like, man, please. I would like to know how many people actually returned. Do they have numbers for that anywhere?
Exactly. How many people they actually banned afterwards? They'll take your fucking money, dude. They'll take anybody's money. Like, get out of here. If you like it, enjoy it. If not, pass. My thoughts on these toy saviors is they could please get off the cross. Yeah, exactly, dude. It is a weird line in the sand. What's up? Checking it in, and we'll catch the replay later. Appreciate you as always, Frank. Hope everything is good. Say hello to the doggies and the missus as you were completing your never-ending honey-do list, which I know because I have to as well.
Yeah.
But I whisper so she doesn't know that I know my responsibilities. So that's it for this week's news. So it was good. It was good. It's very, very good. Yeah, lots this week. Lots of big announcements. Lots of big, you do remember that. Yeah, that whole debacle And then people were freaking, like, it was that heavy-handed letter that they sent out afterwards, or email, where they were like, dude, return this or we will ban you for life. And people were like, yeah, okay. Right. Or we would consider legal action. Did they say that? They said something more than just, we'll ban you. And it's like, guys, like,
They tried it, yeah. I mean, it's like, look, you sent somebody some stuff for free, y'all. First
They're
off,
not-
by the time they got your letter, I would have been responding. I'm like, man, I sold that shit.
right. Right. 100%. No. And you're right, Joe Daddy. You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
But,
Okay, so tonight we're not doing trivia. We're doing something a little more different, which, we're switching it up. We are actually doing a tier list. So we are going to be tier listing this evening, and we are going to be tier listing the MCU movies, which I'm kind of excited to do because I haven't actually done that in quite some time. So I'm going to just prep everything here a little bit. So bear with me, folks, as I put this all together. Hopefully you can stick around. I don't believe our man Tony is. I don't think there's a Legend series tonight, right? Trivia, he says. No trivia. I'm out of here.
She's checking. She's checking real quick, but I believe you're correct. She is checking, though. Double check.
He's like, you know what? I didn't study all week for you not to do a pop quiz. No, we're going to do a little tier listing this evening, my friend, of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and see where we fall. So hopefully you will all enjoy that. I love tier listing every now and then. You like it? You got it. Ooh, did someone say... What do we have here? Ooh, did someone say tea and a tier layered cake? Ooh.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know when this happened, but somewhere in my adult life, I went from loving cake to absolutely loving pie. I will fucking
That's where it's at.
Like, my wife and I will eat a whole blueberry or apple pie easily in a weekend, but a cake, we will have like a piece and be good for a year. When did that happen, man? I used to love sugar, like pure sugar.
Hey, man, it's just, there's a big difference between, the cake. Usually a cake is room temperature, maybe a little cooler, maybe refrigerated. But the pie usually is warm, and it's man, come on, man, come on.
Pause. That's right. Yeah, no, dude. And then with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Oh, Jesus,
whatever, whipped cream, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, man. But whipped cream, not cool.
I think with cake, it's all about how it's made. You got some people that know what they're doing. They know how to make a cake that tastes good, but doesn't, isn't too sweet. They use the buttercream as the icing, and it isn't that, overly sweet, but it tastes good. That's the big difference. Pies, man.
Joe Daddy, well, you know what? Catch the rest on replay. I enjoyed both of those movies tremendously. I know Supergirl, I'm on record saying I enjoyed it. I didn't really give it too much thought. It was a fun ride. Let us know what you think when we talk next. Cakes and donuts, man, here, and candy. Wow. You're going to the right place, man. Drive-in candy. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. I'll look forward to hear your thoughts on that. I've loved pie since. Yeah, right? Shane, what's up, brother? Yeah, I've loved pie my whole life. No, but not as much as I do now. But yes, pie's always been good. Get you some of that chocolate layer cake for Portillo's or the chocolate cake shake they make. Stu, man, where do you find this stuff? Also, I'm jealous that you guys go to drive-ins, for Christ's sake.
They got them, they still survive down here. People like them. It's just, down here, you couldn't really do it too much in the summer. You would have to wait till the wintertime to really enjoy a drive-in.
Stu says he's pansexual for desserts, man. Anything goes. Anything goes. I like it. I'm the same way. I like a good caramel cake. But yes, finishing it is tough. Finish it. For years, we were, I don't know if you guys get red velvet cake. we were red velvet cake freakazoids, and now, cherry pie like Warren did. Yes, sir. With the hair. Shit, I would have loved to have seen Joe Daddy in the 80s with that flowing 80s hair. That would have been a 6'10", and the hair give him another foot.
Right?
That would have been a look, dude. You got to send us a picture one day. That'll be too good. All right, let's get to this tier list, my friend.
All right.
Am I already sharing my screen? All right.
No, I do not see anything.
All right. Because this is going to take some maneuvering. All right. Ooh, banana cream pie. God damn, stop. You're making me... Oh, and strawberry rhubarb. God damn. Yes. Okay, Iron Man.
Key lime pie. Key lime.
Key lime? No, that's not... Dude.
Key lime pie.
Lime should never be anything except a topper in my gin.
No, man.
You like key lime pie? Oh,
key
I can't stand it.
Man. Check that, man. Oh, yes. Yes. Nah. Ah.
Oh, cool. Ultra's going to get to the drive-in soon. And then, of course, our man King says, I'll eat red. Yeah, dude. No, we still do too, but we went from eating like half a cake in a weekend to one slice a year. Just can't do the sugar like that anymore. The last driver I went to, I saw the first Ant-Man movie. There was a couple around here, but yeah. Ant-Man is on our list. So let's see where we list that. Let the tier list begin. All right, the original Iron Man, the one that kicked off the MCU. What do we think?
All right, let me understand the rules. What are the tiers? What is the top tier? What's the bottom?
Thank you. So our tiers, as always, are A, B, C, and D. A is your... Oh, wait, do I have it? Is S. Sorry. S is super untouchable. A is, of course, great, but not GOAT. B is middle of the road, fine. C is meh. And D is, man, that was fucking bad.
I'll give this an A. I will give it an A. There's some other movies that I am going to put as S's that I think are superior to this one as far as the story goes. But this was a great start. This was an excellent start. When he came out the ground with his hands was coming up and he looked over the rocks and then he started shooting the missiles, I was like, this is what the fuck I've been waiting for. This is what I need a superhero to be able to do on screen for us. And they gave it to us. They gave it to us hard. You had fucking, the dude, man, was the villain. Motherfucking Jeff Bridges as the fucking villain does an outstanding job. John Favreau is happy, just fine. And we all know that Tony Stark pulled off being Iron Man. I mean, really, you cannot put anybody else in the Iron Man outfit anymore, to be honest with you. He's done sealed that. So this gets an A, man. It was a great start.
So this is definitely 100% faces Fuchia's wide. Oh, I hate when they do that. I hate when they don't show you the... You'd be able to put the emoji on there. I'm not sure which one this is. Wide eyes.
Right.
But, okay, so I'm S tier with Dan. I agree this is an S tier to me. This blew my mind when I saw it. Like, blew my mind. Like, it was the first time that I remember thinking to myself, finally, the technology has caught up to the imagination, and we are in for a hell of a ride, and understanding that you knew it was only going to get better, which is saying something because it was mind-boggling to me at the time. But per the rules, you and I have to agree on S tier, and we have to at least have 2/3 or more of the chat agree on S tier. And right now we've got 2 S tiers. Your A tier, 2 others make this a 3-2 for A tier. It's very close to S tier, says Ultra, which to me says it's A tier. He hasn't given it an S. So I think we are heading towards A tier, which is perfectly fine for this fantastic movie. Now,
I would tell you this. If there would have been a time that this would have been S tier. There would have been a time. But other movies came out that I thought were better.
No, did it just? Oh, you mother!
Back
Hold on
button.
a
Hit the back button
second.
from them. Make it remember. Make it remember.
I mean, what a schmuckaroony! What a schmuckaroony! Luckily, there's technology today, and we don't have to be totally
He
stupid.
did, King Collector. He
But
screwed the pooch, man. Made room for
oh
Don
my
Cheadle to take over
god!
that spot. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I like Don. Hey, I like Don, man. He did a good job.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, hold on a sec here. Grandpa's got to figure it out. Shouldn't have done that. I was trying something on the fly.
I bet you Terrence Howard kicks
Kind of
himself in
screwed
the
up a
ass
little
over
bit,
that. I bet you Terrence Howard kicks himself in the ass.
but that's all right. I'll be able to fix this. Give me a second. Yeah, Terrence Howard, dude, come on. Like, what was he thinking on that? He was like, no, no, no.
No, it probably, you know what? In the end,
I'm
it's
more-
about everything it usually is about. The contracts came and they were going to give him less money, and probably that's what it was probably all about money.
Oh, for sure it was. No, 100%. Which I get that. I'm not gonna knock him, but I think it was
Should have had the foresight.
I think it was the arrogance. It was this miscalculation, and then when it didn't work out for him, he quickly pivoted and tried to make it about something else, which I thought was really, really lame. And you should never really try and make it about something it's not, and hijack the narrative into something else. I'm not a fan of that at all. That's me, anyways. Don't like when people hijack it into another narrative that it's not. All right, just bear with me. I'm figuring it all out right now. I'm getting us back to.
I like Ultra. I like Edward Norton as the Hulk. I thought he did an excellent David Banner. Hey, nothing wrong with Ruffalo's David Banner either, or Bruce Banner, whichever one they want to call him. But yeah, Norton, I would have liked him. I'm surprised. We're waiting to see if they pull him back out the hat again.
Oh no, I don't really. I don't think so. I think we've seen the last of Mr. Norton. What's Dan saying? It was about money, but there was also something with RDJ who helped him get the role, but wouldn't back him in the second movie. That's what I. Yeah, exactly. I remember that was the rumor as well. It was both. Yeah, personal as it turns out. Okay, so let me just share this again. We're back. Doing it. I like the maker that I used. Found had a better interface and I could open it. I was trying to make this larger, but okay. So we are going with A tier for that. Not a bad place to start. And let's move on to our next movie, which is, of course, Iron Man 2. These are not all in sequential order. They will pop around. Iron Man 2 is the second one we're looking at. Yeah, you know how I feel about Ruffalo being every fucking version of the Hulk. I hate it. Love the actor. Could do without that. But Iron Man 2, how do we feel about this one on the tier list?
Iron Man 2. I would say I put it on. I would give it a B. I would give this a B.
Ultra's on a B tier as well. Now this is the one with yeah.
I would have gave it now. I ain't gonna lie. I was doing C tier in my head all the way until I remembered this is where they introduced Black Widow to us, and then I was like, yes, I remember. And then it went to B tier.
Yeah. I'm definitely a hard C on this, regardless of Black Widow. I thought that this was just it was a terrible story. It was incoherent. Mickey Rourke was not a great villain. Um, Never felt like there was any stakes in this movie. Um, you know what? To be honest with you, this is probably my most forgettable MCU movie.
Nope.
Like,
Man, this is yeah, there's worse.
Worse.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
there
pretty
is.
sure we're gonna run into it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we are definitely going to run into it. Okay,
Oh yeah,
all right. So
you get Black Widow, you get War Machine in this one. Hell, you get War Machine and Iron Man fighting each other. And then you got him and Mickey Rourke, and then you had the Steel. There was enough in here that I like. The one that's very forgettable for me is actually Iron Man 3.
we got to let us get to that one first.
Yeah.
Can't start calling out before we get to that, but okay, all right. So we've got this as a C tier.
What are we at C and D? Who's in
Yeah.
the
C tier has taken the day. Thor,
all right.
the original Thor.
First Thor, A. I give that another A.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell. Hard to hate Sam. What's up, Joe Prime? Prime time. How are you, brother? We're just doing the
What up, Joe
tier
Prime?
list of MCU movies. We are rating them, and we are at Thor, the original Thor. Ooh, Stu changes to a B. Still makes Iron Man 2 a C.
Damn.
Swung the vote there, though. Look at this guy. Look at this. He's on the undecided voter block. Howdy, Transformer Joe. Thor. Okay, you got. Yeah, I have this as a solid A tier. You have it as an A tier. Ultra comes in with a B, B minus, or B plus. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, Chris Hemsworth was the perfect casting as Thor. Loved Anthony Hopkins as Odin. Of course, Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I mean, just the casting alone, Idris Elba. Natalie Portman is great in this. Yeah. It's a hard A for me, man. I have to admit. The 80s go-to remake? That's good. C. All right. Ooh, a C.
Yeah.
Damn. Ooh, and then Kat Denning. I was just trying to remember her name. Yeah. Kat Denning is definitely 2D. B for yeah. B. Okay.
For me, I thought I was like it was a great introduction movie to Thor. You know, it set the stage just like Iron Man. These movies they were setting the stage, and I liked what they were doing.
I got the touch. Bum, bum, bum. I got the power. All right. It looks to me like B tier. Thor is heading for a B tier. Interesting. I didn't have him as a B tier, but we have spoken. The collective has spoken, and Thor is heading towards B tier. Interesting. All right. Not bad. That's our first surprise, in my opinion. Hey, y'all. Yeah, Joey. Dude, I did that last. Okay, so yesterday, I got to real quickly say, I ran 5 miles in the morning, came back, swam for like an hour, was doing a bunch of laps in between. I can't just sit still in the pool. I've never been able to do that. So I'm doing laps in between. My wife's like, what are you doing, dude? Then ran another 5 miles in the early evening, came back, started watching the toy hunt after same time, smoking Joe's, and then woke up just in time to hear Graybeard say, super fan shout outs. And I was like, fuck. And then I fell right back asleep. I feel your pain, dude. Feel your pain. Feel your pain. What about Captain America, the First Avenger?
A. It's
A tier? Okay.
Almost yeah, A tier. I'll go A tier. They gave you it's like Thor, like Iron Man. To me, those movies, they were laying it down. I understood this is the foundation they were going to build everything off of, and so it's got to be A tier.
Yeah, I gotta be with you again. It's married to Andrew WK, aka Lux son of a bitch. I don't really. I didn't know that. Hey, wait! I gotta go back to this. Toys mention Toy Men's on Life. I think. I hope I got that right. Make toy collecting great again. I agree. 100%. Thank you for joining us. We're hearing the MCU list. Hope you are well, and please feel free to join in. A tier for Cap. Okay, like Cap is a hard A tier. Yeah, I mean, again, what a great cast, right? I mean, Agent Carter, Bucky, the Red. I mean, look, this was by far the greatest Red Skull we've ever seen in live action. Hugo Weaving. It's funny that his niece now is Emma Frost. So yeah, be be good, but I wish it was more realistic World War II movie. Fair, that's fair. Actually, it's not a bad call out. But yeah, I think A tier takes the cake for Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to argue with that. So we've got two A tiers, both pretty solid A tiers, I have to admit. All right, what do we got next? We've got, we want to go just one. Ah, the Avengers. Oh, Tommy Lee Jones is the general. Good call out.
Yeah,
Ultra,
yeah.
thank you for the reminder. Yeah, very good call out. The Avengers. Let me move this around a little bit because I can't make the screen fully large because then it gets weird and I can't. Anyway, I apologize. Avengers.
Hey, it's a A, man. It's a A. Because this is, now you got the first movie, you done brought it all together. You've been laying this groundwork with all the little solo movies, and boom, they give us this, and it's A, man. It's A.
Yeah, I mean, this was the movie that proved that he could have a big ensemble cast and still kind of nail it. A tier says Ultra. A tier says Stu. Um, but yeah, right. Yeah, I wish he could come back. And to your earlier point, Joey, yeah, the Duncan character was annoying. Yeah, and I do wish Hugo Weaving had come back. Although he did come back for the first part of Infinity Wars, I think, right? Briefly. But I don't know if they CGI'd that. Yeah, I'm an S tier to be honest, Dan. I'm also S tier on this. A plus says Joe Prime. Yeah, I mean, this is again. This is, you know what I liked about this? I remember the comedic moments as much as the action. Like, I love when Loki starts yapping and the Hulk just grabs him and starts ragdolling him. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember the theater erupting in laughter. And I remember the other thing I remember this is how much Captain America stood out from the rest of them.
Yeah.
And it made me really realize what a great character Captain America was. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. The Avengers, I mean, they proved that you can have more than one major character from a comic book working in one movie together.
Mhm.
They did it with a big group with, I mean, you're talking about, when you're talking about Captain America, when you're talking about Iron Man, Thor, the Incredible Hulk, you're sitting there at the top tier of fucking Marvel characters, and those are the heavy hitters,
Yeah, man.
and to have them all in a movie together, and being able to tell a story to include them all here and there, weave together very good. It was a great start. Once again, this was the culmination of all the little solo movies at the beginning there, and then they dropped this on you, and this was like, yeah, they can do this. They can tell this story. They got this story they want to tell, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but they got well, I wouldn't say everybody, but they got a lot of people to jump on board. Will they be able
I'll
to?
agree.
Will they be able to rekindle that again? I don't know. Because I ain't gonna lie, when they started this whole Avengers thing here, that was like a 15, 20 year time span of movie.
Hmm.
to come up to fucking Endgame, to the very end of it all, and it was an amazing feat. I mean, it's trust me, there's not going to be many movies that you're going to see me hollering out C or D on personally, because especially the early ones, man, they hooked us up. They're like, we're going to get you on this ride, and they sure as fuck did. They have made me reconsider getting on the ride again.
Yeah, man. No, I agree. Now, Dan said he didn't like that scene, which is fair. I love that. Judy guy. Right. I'm cracking up, and Dan's like, what the fuck is this shit? Red Skull was played by a different actor. Thank you, Joey. Friends. So, and then Ultra saw it as the first Avenger in a marathon. Wow. Okay. All the movies play. Yeah. See, that was like the marathon I did with Lord of the Rings. That's crazy. This movie even got me pumped about the soundtrack too. Agreed 100%. All right. Well, we're A tier on that. Not bad. We'll keep it rolling because there's a lot of MCU movies. Let's see what we got next. We have Iron Man 3. Ooh.
C tier.
Ooh, C tier. You're being nice. This is a D tier for me, man. This was a fucking terrible, like, they rewrote everything. This is the movie that really broke the comic book continuity. Like, not that they all did it in some ways, but this one just went right out there. Right?
This man, I mean, I can't. It's a C tier. The only thing that saved it was, of course, the graphics were good. You had that one scene where all the armor showed up. You got to see all that stuff in action, and I mean that was pretty cool. The scene where he threw the suit on her, that little emergency suit, I thought was pretty excellent too. The story itself sucked so bad, man. I did not like the story at all. This is Iron Man 3. You should be moving up. You should be stepping it up or trying, even if you're not successful, you should be trying to step it up. And this was more like a step down.
Yeah, it was just bad. It was bad. And yeah, King, I agree. Hulk has been tough. The problem with Hulk, too, is I was listening to a podcast today, and I don't think I even understood that they're forbidden from doing a solo Hulk movie due to contractual reasons. That's why Hulk can only ever be seen in these ensemble movies. And that's so apparently after the last solo Hulk movies, there was something that was signed that basically prevents them from doing it again. Anyway, according to this podcast I was listening to, and those guys, they really know their stuff, so I have no reason not to believe them. But anyways, yeah, it's a shame because I would love to see World War Hulk. I would love to see so many better Hulk iterations that we've had to date. So C tier. D tier says, yeah, the bait and switch. Rowdy, what's going on, Madame Rowdy?
Yeah, they could still pull off Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. Because those movies, those stories will have other people in it. With him not,
but they won't do it. They won't do it. But they are at the heart of it, Hulk-driven movies, right? Yeah. So it's just, yeah, it is crazy. So, Rowdy, we are tiering the MCU movies. We are at Iron Man 3, which is everybody's S tier. No, not even close. So far, we've got 2 C's, 2 D's. We need a tiebreaker. We need someone to tell us, is this a C or a D movie?
Y'all are not going to break my heart either way on this one, to be honest with you. I'm just giving it C because of the effects in certain parts. But
yes, Joey, I think that's what Greybeard was saying as well. Yes, there are some really, really great moments, including the Air Force One and saving them all with the Jarvis Vision helping out. Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
That was cool, actually. No, there's moments. Look, I love Ben Kingsley. I actually love him. I love that character, but it's not the character it's supposed to be. Oh, Stu, the tie break. D. I love it. There we go. D it is. It's where it belongs. Ultra says, you promised us the Mandarin and gave us the stupidest horse shit. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And Dan says Universal has the rights to the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk was made by Universal while Paramount was still distributing to the Marvel Studios. Disney has not made any deals yet. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed. Made me sneeze. Yeah, that horse shit was some horse shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So Iron Man 3 goes into D. I got to find that. I'm getting at the age where I'm not seeing the little images as well as I used to. So I'm just trying to, there we go. Our first D, and it belongs to you, Iron Man 3, you terrible, terrible movie. Because it's Iron Man. I know, it's hard, but that's fair. That's a good rating. Yep. So it's because Universal has the movie rights to Hulk. If that's the case, why can't Disney just pay Universal? Well, which is what they do with Sony. Like, people don't realize Sony just made a shit ton of money with Spider-Man, not Disney or Marvel. Or not Disney, anyway, specifically. I have to wear my readers. I know. God, I was trying to get away with it. I was like, shit. All right, what do we got next? Ooh, Thor 2, The Dark World.
D.
Fuck
this movie. It had no place. No place.
You gave it a double fuck.
Random Thor story thrown in, man. Just here, have this. That's why I give it a D, because this is where I think this is worse than Iron Man 3.
Wow. Holy shit. Ooh, and another D tier. Ultra doubling down with that. He's like, yeah, this is big time. Dan with the D tier.
I was like, they did not step it up in this movie at all. They did not. They fucking blew it. They thought they were on easy street. Oh, we just got to say Thor and Marvel and people are going to come. No, man.
Hey, Joey says they keep fucking up Spider-Man and all the dumb ancillary movies they make. Venom was okay. Man, first one was great. But the others suck. Disney should pay Sony off and keep Spider-Man under the MCU umbrella, like 100%, right? Well, I think there is a contractual thing that's happening, though. I think at some point, and keep me honest, I think they will. I think that's the plan, right? There's going to be a transfer at some point. Although it's hard to envision a world where Sony gives up $1 billion fucking franchise.
I for some reason they're going to still be getting a cut, I believe.
D. Oh wow, this was a quick one. So let's get this one off the screen, not waste any more time. We have quite a few to go through. Sorry, Thor 2, you are so bad that you are straight D for dick. Just terrible. Like, just that's so fucking bad.
If somebody asks me about Thor, Dark World, I'll be like, yeah, you watch it one time, it's all right. That's it, though. Don't give it no more of your attention. One time.
Now,
that's a D movie to me. Is a one-time watch.
All right. Let's go to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And while you're looking at that, I'm going to get some other comments. Now we're going into S tier. So D tier, agree with Trump. They didn't set it up with Thor. Sorry, Dan says there's never been any news that Universal has been interested in co-opting movies. Right. There you go. Stu, even Kat Dennings can't make me like it more than that. Yeah, that's saying something because she's awesome. Is there a lower tier than D? Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, D's as low as we go here, man. But double D for Kat Dennings. For real. C, they should have done better on the story, but Hulk was good to see Savage-like. Yes. Can't argue with that. And then, of course, S tier. Okay, here we go. So now we're getting into S tier. You've already given it an S tier.
Man. I'm digging.
So tell us why.
Hey, look, it's this one and Civil War, because we're gonna get to that one. Hey, spoiler alert! I'm gonna be S tiering Civil War 2, because to me, both of them, it's like a two-parter, man. You got this story with Winter Soldier. You got the Civil War. They did a very good, serious story, a good Captain America story with these, and they did it very well. That they didn't have to use the alien threat or anything like that. And just those are the hardest to me. This movie here, Winter Soldier and Civil War, them are the two hardest Marvel movies out there. I like these two, but this one definitely S tier. I mean, you get Bucky, you get to find out what happened to Bucky. He didn't die. They took his arm off. They gave him a silver arm. He's there, trying to kill people, trying to kill Cap. Got some great fight scenes against him and Cap. And, then they, I believe, crashed a helicarrier, I believe.
Yeah, this is Robert Redford, right? Robert Redford's in this movie? I mean, come on, fuck.
Yes, Robert Redford's in it. Samuel L. Jackson's in it.
Come on. I mean, that's...
You get introduced to, what's his name? Damn, Virgo, where you at when I need you? For the name of the guy that plays...
Frank Grillo is in there. The Army guy, which is great. You've got, of course... George St. Pierre for us Canadians at the beginning, who he keeps his French Canadian accent. Did you want to fight, Captain America? Which is great. St. Pierre was a world champion at the time. Dan says best cinematic movie Marvel ever made. Hard to argue that, my friend. Civil War was good too, of course. Introduction of Black Panther, and then and Spider-Man and the Ant-Man come out. Falcon, Falcon is who they introduced. Yes, Anthony Mackie.
Yep. You get introduced to him in this movie. I mean,
no, this is S tier all the way, my friend. So we're gonna S tier this guy. I'm happy to see that we're all in agreement that this is definitely S tier level movie. So our first S tier.
To be honest, this is one of the movies. This is the reason why I was holding back on some of the other ones being S tier, because I knew that this one and the other one I was going to do S tier. Those are my favorite two stories that they got. That they were well done.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
The first one, man.
First one, yeah.
Very first one, man. I would say Guardians. I would slap Guardians. First Guardians. Man.
Not that I want to influence you, but this is
yes.
Yeah, thank you. This is a hardest tier. Okay, so for me, this is to me what Civil War was, or what Winter Soldier was to Dan. This is this to me is the best cinematic Marvel movie they ever made. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is easily the best. I mean, anyway, I can't say enough about this movie. I absolutely love everything about this film.
I think
story, characters. It gave us it proved the concept that you didn't have to have the same characters being regurgitated over and over and over again. Yeah, just so much.
This one they proved that. We don't need any type of setup to get into this. We don't need, we can just give you these guys. They're known in the comic book world. Are they known globally? Maybe not as much. We're going to give you some new guys. We're going to give you a great cast. The casting here, I think, was very important for this being successful.
Absolutely.
This worked out. And I mean, it's Marvel, so I didn't expect anything less with the CGI and the effects. I mean, that was all on point as usual. And that's why it gets S tier. And I think moreover than the Avengers, because the Avengers, they had to come out with Iron Man, the Hulk, Captain America. They had to kind of tune you up to get into Avengers. But this one, they're like, we're not going to tune you up. We're just going to give you these guys. And we're gonna see how it goes. And I think they did an excellent first movie for these guys specifically.
No, and that's fair, Dan. I will be fully transparent with you. I was not familiar with the comics. And yes, I agree with you, and I do know that for a fact. I'm speaking strictly as a fan of the movie And just as the experience of somebody who didn't know the IP or familiar with the comic book, just how impressed I was with this movie. And yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. You're right to call me out on that and say, yeah, you know what, this was a departure. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But I do know that for Disney and Marvel and for the cinematic universe, this was a very important film in that. But yeah, no doubt. I have no doubt it's nothing like the comic book because, it's James Gunn.
It didn't bother me because I didn't pick up and read Guardians of the Galaxy. So when I saw it, I took it for what it was. I enjoyed the ride. And in the end, I enjoyed it. I was like, I like these guys together. They did a nice job. Um, Batista, the guy that plays Drax, man, that was a breakout role for him, man. I liked him in that shit.
Yeah, it was great.
So
No, it was great. It was great. No, and I get what Dan's saying too. Like the truth is, like for me, because I've read literally every single Star Wars book that's ever been written. Like it's like the way I get with Star Wars. I'm like, okay, great, but clearly when someone says, "Oh, this is great," I'm like, you have not read the source material, right? But that doesn't diminish their experience with it. So, but I do absolutely understand what he's saying when it comes to that, and I know James Gunn is not without his controversies, and his style as well. But this has made it to S tier. S tier is won out with all the different. Everybody's popped it up to S tier. Let me find the. Logo. There we go. There we go. Come on, you're coming up to S tier. Okay, we have our second S tier movie. Guardians of the Galaxy has made S. And next we have
I really did.
Age of Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron.
Boy, I'm on the fence between B and A. I'm on the fence. Give me a minute, y'all.
No, you think about that, because while you're thinking about that, I can tell you right away, without a doubt, this is a hard C tier for me. I did not like this movie. I did not enjoy this movie. I found it choppy. I found characters not really like. It didn't bother me when Eric Johnson died. This was a C for me, man. It was a hard C. Yeah,
All right, I'm going B. I'm with you. There's a lot in this that really wasn't done well, but I do like that we got introduced to the Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, everything. Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Banjo, not you.
I'm gonna look that up, Dan.
Who's the other one? Oh, Vision.
Right.
We got introduced to those characters. I like that part of it. So, but the rest of it, I didn't like how Ultron. They had Ultron acting kind of like weird when he first showed up, like it's just learning. I was like, he should have been right off the bat. He should have been sinister and very cold and incisive. But they did what they did.
So Dan and I are C's. Ultra's an A for the fight, which was a great fight between Hulk and Iron Man. Can't hate on that. Frank B, Stu B, Dan and I C. Where are you at on this?
I'm at a B. I am at a B with it.
All right. I think B is coming up. That voice. Yeah, you're trying. I mean, James Spader. Fuck. I mean, I would listen to Spader reading tax code. It's so true. You know what I liked about? He did this show called The Blacklist. I divert for a quick second. That's not a great show, but for whatever reason, because he's in it, I watched every goddamn episode of that. Every goddamn episode. All right, so for the sake of time, we are moving on. We have a B tier for Age of Ultron. Surprising, but You have spoken. What did I just do? I just popped it somewhere. B tier you are. All right. And let us get this back up. Sounded like Banjo said D, right? Are we agreed? He totally said D. He clearly totally, that's the way I interpreted that as well.
He said bow, wow. He said B, bow.
B, bow, wow. All right. All right. Ant-Man, the first one. That was funny, though. It sounded like he said
B. I got to give it a B, man. I got to give Ant-Man a B, man. I liked. I was curious how they were going to pull this guy off. I was very, when they said they were going to do Ant-Man, I was curious how they were going to pull off the whole being small, getting big, that whole thing. And I liked what they did with him. I liked what they did with him. I liked that they had Michael Douglas. They got him a vet actor to come in to hold it down and be the original Ant-Man. But I did like this, so I do give it a B. I like how they showed Ant-Man doing this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be with you, and I think everybody's right there. I think B's perfect. I think it was Paul Rudd was great, but much to the point. As Stu says here, the enemy in this never did anything for me. I agree. I never felt like that was like an omnipotent, but he was serviceable. I love that actor from Billions and other movies he's been in. But yeah, there was no sense. I loved Bobby Cannavale as the boyfriend cop. I thought was funny. I loved all the guys that worked, that worked with him. Like they were great.
The little crew he had. Yes,
excellent. Yeah. So.
It was a fun. The first one was a fun ride.
Yeah, I think B is absolutely a fair. So let's put him at B. That's actually a really good B. That's a solid B. Yep. All right. Who's next? Let's see. Who we got next? Ooh, Civil War.
S tier, man.
Oh, I think you already said that one. S tier.
Yeah. This is going to be the S tier, man. This. It just everything was culminating, man. You had the Winter Soldier shit go down. You had the Age of Ultron stuff happen, and then you had this movie where the government wanted to take control. The government wanted to take control of the Avengers. They wanted to call the shots, and you got this division. You got
Spider-Man shows up in this one. Yep.
Yeah, you get Black Panther shows up in this. Baron Zemo shows up in this. Spider-Man makes his first appearance. Tom Holland Spider-Man making his first appearance as Spider-Man is in this. I mean, it was just they brought it. They brought it on this one. And once again, they had a good story.
So Stu's with you on S tier. Frank's coming in on an A. Dan is coming in on a B tier. Ultra's coming in on A tier. They bait switch Zemo on us. Yeah, that's a fair comment. I'm actually A tier on this. There are moments of it I really didn't like, but for the most part, I really, really liked it. But it's those moments that just take me out of the S on this. So I think A tier. Good tier for this, but yeah, this is a lot of people's S tier. Let's be honest, a lot of people have this at S tier for sure. I mean, this is the movie that made the Russo brothers, right? Like now they hold the keys to the kingdom because of this movie. Yeah.
Very similar. You had Civil War, and then also in the comics with the X-Men. You had very similar thing going on there with the X-Men and X Factor. X Factor being the government entity that was policing the mutants. So you had that tension, man, where now you're going to get hero on hero action instead of villain on hero and villain. Now you got heroes fighting heroes.
No, which I thought was great. So that goes into A tier. A tier. Ooh, Doctor Strange. Numero uno. This is a tough one for me. This is not because I'm between S and A. There's so many parts of this that were S to me because I grew up being such a mega fan of him in the comics that I love the look they gave him. I love that they pulled it off with special effects. But then there were some castings in this that were so fucking bad that it's hard, man. It's hard. I'm this is an A tier for me. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of C tiers. Wow.
For me, I believe it's a B. I believe this is a B.
Ooh, boy.
The story wasn't that phenomenal to me, but it did become important later on down the road. It kind of, the stuff that's in here becomes important later on. I did like how they, showed him using the magic. I didn't know how that was going to go. How are they going to show Doctor Strange and him doing the little circle thing? I thought that was pretty cool. That's B for me. G for me.
I think C's going to win this out. Now, I have to say, though, the effects with the cape were fucking fantastic.
Yes.
When that cape goes on its own and absolutely whoops that was absolutely anyway. But C, I think, is C for Cumberbatch. See what I did there? See what I did there? All right. C it is for Dr. Doom. That's much lower than I expected. I think that's my second surprise of the night. But fair. Tilda Swinton was an absolute miscast, and she's a great actress, but she is not the ancient one. Menjoza!
What up, Menjoza?
Brother? Menjoza, we are tiering the MCU. We are doing a tier list of the MCU movies. So far, we've gone through kind of phase 1, 2, I think. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Oh, there'll be a celebration. Is it birthdays next week?
I see this, man. This is C.
Next week's Outer Rim will be a celebration? What? What's going on next week?
Don't feed that beast there.
All right. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Make a birthday extravaganza.
Birthday extravaganza.
It will be.
Nice.
We might have trivia from 1979, y'all. Anything from 1979.
1979. Wow. Who was a youngin' in here? 1979. You have to be 74 or earlier to be in this room. What is going on? I'm just kidding. Menjoza C tier on Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Frank's got B tier.
I did C, man. I
B tier for B tier. Sorry, C tier Dan, B tier Stu. Wait, what was wrong with her? I liked her. No, I did too, dude, but it did not go well. Did not go over well. Some people even use the word misappropriation, I'm afraid. If it had Russell in it, I agree. I totally agree. Where are you on this? Sorry.
I got to give it a C.
C?
I didn't like this one. I mean, to be honest with you, the biggest moment for me was seeing David Hasselhoff. Everything else was kind of like, eh.
David Hasselhoff, yeah. I did like Mantis. I kind of liked some of the characters that were introduced, but yeah, no, I get it. I can't argue with you. I think this is a hard C. I don't think there was much here that, we'll get to the other one, but I think, yeah, this is easily a C tier. I'm not going to argue against it.
It wasn't a lot going on. It really wasn't.
I mean, that's legit, though, what Menjoza says. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! Michael Rooker. It's fucking great in that. So good. We'll get to 3 afterwards, but I have very strong feelings about 3. Spider-Man Homecoming. The first Spider-Man. Is this the first one with Tom Holland? Yes. This is Tom Holland, young Tom Holland. Who was the bad guy here? Is it
Michael
Vulture?
Keaton as the Vulture. Yeah, Michael Keaton as the
Oh,
Vulture.
that was a good Vulture. Fuck, I love Michael Keaton. It was cool to see him as a bad guy in a superhero movie after being Batman. I thought it was a lot of fun. This is an A tier for me.
I'm with you on it. It's an A tier. The only reason it wouldn't be higher is because at this point I'm like, how many times do we have to reboot Spider-Man? Now I was done with them rebooting it. I wanted them to continue telling a story. Tell me a fucking story. Stop rebooting the shit.
No, that's fair. Both Dan and I did like those comments. Dan's about the reason I gave that C. It got 3, of course. B tier here. We've got F tier. There's only a D tier is as low as we go. Mentos is like below the lowest. Woo! Wow. That's fair though. That is fair. I can see why that is. You know when you can see, even though you're like A tier, but someone says F and you're like, I could totally see that too. That tells you how wide the range of this movie is, right? Like you can totally see Homecoming B. So we've got a split between A and B right now. I think we need, I love the Vulture. B, here's the tie break. Oh, B for Spider-Boy Homecoming. All right. Keaton was great. And then plus the Prowler and other Easter egg type characters. Frank also says if Keaton was in it, it would be a C. And Ultra says Keaton brings it up to B. Yeah, agreed. And Joey says Spider-Man reboots agreed. How many times you're going to try and refried? It did seem like a lot at that point. So I think this guy's falling into, it looks like, he looks like he's C tier. Wow, C tier for you, Spider-Boy.
Like, I mean, when I'll give you an example, like the James Bond movies. It doesn't matter who's playing James Bond. It's a James Bond movie. They don't have. You could just keep telling a different story every time. It doesn't matter who's playing Spider-Man. Just because you get somebody new to play Spider-Man does not mean you to reboot the entire franchise. Just pick up from when you left off.
Oh, I can't disagree with you, dude. Look, I've been on record as saying, and that's I think why I love Guardians of the Galaxy so much is I don't want to see another. Look, I take it. I'll go watch it, but I don't want to see another Superman. I don't want to see another Batman. I don't want to see another. I want to see characters like that I've never seen, right, on film. I want to be surprised, and so yeah, I get it. Like that's not to say that again. I love them. I go see them, but yeah, you guys are all arachnophobics. Mendoza says, just like they are making another The Mist, how many bites of the apple do they think? No, they're not. Are they? They're redoing The Mist again? That's a perfect movie. I hope that's not true. All right, Stu. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you hanging out as long as you did. Catch you on the replay. Same time says S for the villain. Yes, Shane. Hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with that. All right, but he did not go there. Let's see. Next, we have Thor Ragnarok. This is people have hard feelings about Thor Ragnarok. Strong feelings on Thor.
I give it an A. I give it an A. I would if it would not get an S because I'm like, if you really wanted to do Planet Hulk, why the fuck didn't you just do Planet Hulk? But whatever. I give it an A for effort.
Yeah, I mean, this is an A tier for me. I love this movie. I loved it from the opening sequence on. Like, it never stops hitting. I love Kate Blanchett. Like, absolute GOAT level villain in this movie. Effects were awesome. Ooh, failed tier. Okay. I don't think we're going to win on this one, dude. Shane comes with the D, essentially in this list. Dan comes with a D. Hey, Tika, which, yeah, well, hard to argue that, actually. D tier, the beginning of the Hulk. Oh, fair. So triple D's there. Frank B. Kim says, rough shot. Daniel Craig ruined James Bond for me. I was a lifelong Bond fan until him. Okay, that's fair. Ragnarok was funny. He gets an A.
Story. They can still keep the story going no matter who is in the title role. That's what I want. Just keep it moving. Give us the stories. Lord help us.
Shane says, shit, it had no script. It was just Thor as Deadpool. Wow. S tier surprised me how good made Hemsworth the heart to me of the MCU. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Blanchett was sick.
Well, you got introduced to the what do you see? You had Jeff Goldblum in it as that one guy. I can't remember his name, but then you had the young lady from Westworld, Valkyrie.
Oh, Tessa Thompson, of course. Yes,
she's in it. You get introduced to her. You get introduced to his little, the Hulk and his little crew, the little guys that he hang out with, that Thor ends up hanging out with. If I recall correctly, that's also when Asgard got destroyed. Mm-hmm. I believe as well at the end.
It did.
And he ended up saving as many as he could.
I think this is actually heading towards the C list, my friend.
Come on, y'all. I got it as an A, man.
List. Wow.
Okay.
Man. That's another surprise.
Disgrace as Guardian people with the death of their planet giving it a C. How dare y'all?
I do love Tessa Thompson, though. She's great. I love her in everything she does. That Netflix movie she did earlier this year with John Bernenthal, her and him, or he and her or something, where she's a reporter, he's the cop, was absolutely fantastic. All right, next we have Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yes, I agree. Hey, what are you doing on the other side, Shane? What are you doing over there?
This will be a B. I will give it a B. I will give it a B. But
yeah, that definitely wasn't Valkyrie. 100% on that. You're giving this a B?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. B tier. C Mendoza comes in with the C. Ultra with the B. Dan D. Let's see what we got. Good movie, but not at first Iron Man level. Okay, so it's interesting. So I like this movie, but I also felt a bit like the Spider-Man movie right now. I felt like the hype around it had my expectations so high that by the time I saw it, that you just couldn't get me there. Do you know, like I love Killmonger. I love the casting. And Angela Bassett's fantastic. The girl from The Walking Dead, the one who, yeah, I mean, she's great. I mean, loved every character. Great story. But I think because of like how much, gotta think about this one. I think this is probably a B tier for me. Probably a B tier.
I go B. One. Look, this is the last time you see him as Black Panther. All right, before he passes. So by that, I cannot allow this movie to go no lower than a B.
He was great. He was great. Chadwick Boseman was great in that role.
I didn't mind Killmonger. And the visuals, all the visuals they gave us of Wakanda, all that was great. I mean, that was fine. I was like, we've seen, we've already been introduced to Black Panther, and I'm like, I was expecting this to just keep going. Let's keep moving forward with Black Panther, and it's kind of like we took a pause, and like dealt with some in-house shit or something. I don't know.
All right, we're gonna put Black Panther at the B tier. I think that's fair. I think that kind of fits right in the middle of where we were at. And now, of course, we get into Avengers Infinity War.
S man.
S tier for Infinity War? Yes, I have to agree, actually. I think this is an S tier movie for me.
Hey, spoiler! Yay! This is a two-parter, y'all. They're both gonna get them. They're both gonna get them.
Well, the second part definitely S tier. He'll always be the Black Panther, yes. Just like he'll always be the Superman, agree. Christopher Reeves, sentimental rates for the weak C, almost D. Nice. Gotta respect. They completely wasted Claw back. That's a fact. And yeah, gone way too soon. Way too soon. Young man. Infinity War A, okay. Dan. That takes weight to it when Dan comes in with an A. I've been watching his responses, and that's not a weak A. Dan knows his comic book. So S tier, better than Endgame, agree. A, interesting. We have 3 S's. We have 3
Hey,
A's.
This right
We need a
here, I
tiebreaker.
realize this is like the Empire Strikes Back for Marvel, man. The way they ended it, they just threw down.
There's our tiebreak. Downtown Joey coming in with the S tier. The beginning of the movie set the tone. I agree, 100%. Yeah, I love everything about that film. Everything. All right, Infinity Wars goes to S tier. Our third S tier. It's going to be interesting to see at the end where these all end up. Oh, I didn't get that on there, did I? Let me try that again. Hey now. Here we go. Okay. Let's get back to... Next we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp. What tier is Ant-Man and the Wasp? Tough one. So, okay, first of all, Hope Van Diem, Evangeline Lilly is an absolutely great actress. She looks great in this. Michelle Pfeiffer. Again, you've got the recurring crew. You've got Michael Douglas, Paul Rudd coming into his own. I'm going to go B tier, like the first one here. I don't think there was any drop off, but I also don't think it got better.
I'm gonna say C. I'm gonna go C tier. It was like its own little thing, man. It really didn't bring anything to the table to me. It really didn't.
Fair. So Ultra's coming in with a C. Frank coming in with a C. Mendoza like is in at a B. Fun. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. Dan's coming in with a B. Okay, yeah. So B is winning the day right now. Now this is the one. The bad guy in this one is the one that's she's in the New Avengers. The one that teleports. Is she in this one or is she in Ant-Man? Yeah, she is in this one, right? She phases in and out. She phases in and out. What the hell's her name?
Oh, the Ghost, I think.
The Ghost. No, is it the Ghost? Maybe it is the Ghost. Yeah, that was her. She was good, although I didn't really feel threatened by her at any point, but I did like the story. Yeah, see, Walter got in the Ant Gang. That's what Ghost. It is Ghost. Okay. So I think we're looking at B tier here. So just like the first one, no better, no worse. Ant-Man and the Wasp, you're giving us B tier vibes. There you go. B tier it is. Yeah, he was a throwaway bad guy in this movie, and that's wasting him a lot. And then, of course, Joey says she wasn't a bad guy at the end, not to me. No, she's not. And then she is in the New Avengers, correct. Yeah. Captain Marvel, the first one, with our girl Brie. I can't wait to see where the chat drops on this one because I know where I am on this.
I don't mind this one. I don't mind this one. To me, this is a solid B. It's a solid B for me, man.
I am 100% S tier on Captain Marvel. I love the design. I love the story. I love the casting. I love Sammy Jackson. I love Monica Rambeau coming in. I mean, yeah, she looked great. I mean, Ben Mendelsohn as the shapeshifter. This is definitely, I enjoy this movie tremendously. This is like my dirty secret movie. Yeah. Your B tier.
It was more of a, there was this mystery, you were finding out about the Skrulls for the first time, what role they're going to be playing. And it, that leads into that whole story starts how even Nick Fury became a show. So,
okay, so Ultra C tier. When Joseph says, "What the hell?" Her willing to kill a child is definitely bad guy vibes. Dan is D. Frank is B. Menjosa's D. Joey's barely B, which I mean feels like that's kind of C-ish. Z tier if possible. Ooh, like bottom of the bottom.
What did she do to you, sir?
Yeah, Menjosa did not like him some Brie Larson, boy. Or I liked Brie Larson, but doesn't like this movie. You were hyped up for this movie, just stick the landing for me. Okay, fair. So I think she's going to let's see.
Well,
I think
you know what? A lot of people are talking about, how things are overhyped, and that is true. They, when it comes to Marvel movies, they lay it on thick,
I'm sorry, Brie.
Like DC, Clayface is going to be coming out soon. Do you see like a commercial every 5 minutes for it? Hell no. That's
true. That's true. Well, she landed at D tier, which is crazy, but the people have spoken. Endgame.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, almost an auto S.
Well, I mean, Infinity War, and then you had, I consider this a 1 and 2 parter. So for me, it's like all one fucking movie. So yeah, it's all, it's got to get the S, man. Iron Man kicks the bucket, y'all. People that got snapped come back. Captain America picks up the hammer, right?
Yes. I mean, I remember being in the crowd. I mean, I can't tell how many times the crowd went fucking bananas. Yeah, they didn't mess up. Like, first of all, that Nick Fury show, let's never speak of that again. That was fucking, what the hell was
that? They could have did wonderful things with that. I don't know why they did.
Dude. So A tier, Ultra says A tier. You're at S tier. I'm at S tier. Ultra's at A tier. Dan coming in with B. I thought Alpha was giving us something, but people are just saying martini. Yes, I finished my gin. I had 3 of these before it came on. It's like it's been one of those Sundays.
I mean, this was the culmination. This was what Marvel and Disney worked very hard for. They started it with Iron Man. They gave you I can't remember 20. I don't even know the movie count. Y'all fact check. At least 20 movies involved with the story. If end scene credit bullshit, there's at least 20 films involved in this story being created, and this is it. This is the finish of it. So
S tier for me, says Frank. Finally, the end of time of some of these actors, he says. Wow, Frank, feeling like a little PTSD there. So we have 3 S tiers. We have an A tier. We have a B tier, C, and D. So right now, S tier is winning. And I think we've got everybody's votes in. So like its predecessor, it looks like Endgame is heading for the glory of S tier. All right, probably where it belongs since it is just part 2 of the same movie.
I need Marvel to sit there, you know, Marvel needs to sit there and look at Civil War, at Winter Soldier, and Infinity War, at Endgame. They need to look at that and be like, this is how we need to do every single movie. We need to come at it as hard as we possibly can.
Fair.
They cannot
Absolutely
let
fair.
up. They cannot let up.
Where are we with Spider-Man Far From Home?
Oh, this is the Mysterio one. You know what? This is a Spider-Man movie. It's fine. It's you know, you get. I hate that we've seen people that have been in the Sinister Six, and we have not gotten the Sinister Six versus Spider-Man. But whatever. I liked it, man. I liked the movie. I will give this one. I give it a B. I liked it enough to give it a B.
Yeah, I'm absolutely, yeah, and we'll get to the sheet. I think I was pleasantly surprised by that film. I'm not gonna lie. Far From Home B. I think B is fair. I'm at B tier too. I love the way they did Mysterio. I thought they did it perfectly for the age it's in. And I thought it was a much better movie than its predecessor. So, yeah, I think B tier's fair. We have three Bs. Frank keeps referring to him as Spider Boy. I feel like Tom Holland has done something to Frank at some point. There may be more to this than just every MCU Spider-Man are a D. Jose has spoken. So we'll just automatically count Mendoza as a D. I think he did say earlier, unless I misread it in somebody else, I don't think he's a big fan of Tom Holland's. We'll never get the true Sinister Six, unfortunately. That's a fucking fact, which is terrible. C tier, not as good as Homecoming, fair. So I think, C tier might be creeping up here. No. B tier still wins it. All right, B tier it is. And we'll get this guy. Get out of here, you. Let's see. Where are you? You are here, and you are C. Sorry, kid. We tried, but you just ain't that good. All right, everybody's favorite. The movie that went straight to video during COVID, straight to Disney Plus, where you had to rent it for $34.99 Canadian, which my wife did. And it had some of the worst special effects that anybody can remember from an MCU movie, but introduced us to two of my favorite current characters, which is David Arbor, and as the Red Guardian.
Yep.
And Yelena, her sister, who is the new Black Widow. And Florence Pugh was awesome in this. So
yeah, I give this. I give it a B. The story isn't that bad. To be honest with you. I mean, for Black Widow, considering that Black Widow has no special powers at all, zero, none, zilch. You know, I think it was a decent story. Like you said, this bringing in the sister and the daddy, they were excellent. So I give it a B, man.
yeah, I'm a B tier on this too. I enjoyed a lot of it, but I really did not like some of it. But I can't get enough of Scarlett Johansson and Florence, and I love David Arbor. I got to read out this Frank comment. It goes, fumbling 3 fucking Spider-Man movies, and he's still in high school? Come on, Spider-Boy. Plus, I'm not a Holland fan there. So we get back to this one. C tier for Ultra, D tier for Dan. Almost everything after Endgame, Dan says, is an auto D for him. Not hard to argue. And then, of course, B for Widow. C says, so I think we're probably going to end up somewhere around a B tier here. Ooh, maybe not. We got D coming in for Mendoza. What they did to Taskmaster was an abomination.
Yeah.
Okay, but I love that actress. But yes, she was, yes. Okay, like taking her out of the equation, agreed. And the way they killed her off in the New Avengers was absolutely fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I love that actress. I have a soft spot for her. But yeah, that's fair. That was not Taskmaster. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're at a C tier for our girl, Black Widow. The only thing that came out that was good from Black Widow is Scarlett Johansson suing the shit out of Marvel and winning.
Yeah.
Which is, if you're gonna tell somebody that it's going to theater, go to theater. Don't try and screw them out of their residuals. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi. Yeah, they switched Taskmaster big time.
Shang-Chi, man, I sit good at a B with him, man. I ain't gonna lie, I always like how the Far East and the colors and things like that are used, and that was in full bloom in this movie, man. It was very nice, pleasant on the eyes. I like the story. I don't know much about Shang-Chi. I enjoyed the film. Um, I thought the people that they had in the cast that they had with it was pretty damn good, to be honest with you. They had a few veterans in there playing the roles, but it didn't bother me none. I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, me too. I actually was pleasantly surprised all the way through. Love the special effects, love the story. I mean, I grew up in an era of kung fu movies. I'm a '70s child, so anything that's kung fu for me is always going to be pretty much a hit. They had great choreography, great stories. Ben Kingsley comes back as Jeffrey or whatever the actor's name is. It's just in the movie is great. Michelle Yao is always a hit for me. Yeah, so a couple comments here. Mendoza says Werewolf by Night was the best thing after yeah, S tier. Cannot argue that. Marvel can't help themselves with bait and switch. All right, so Shang-Chi gets B tier from Ultra, D tier from Dan, B tier from our man Frank. Oh yeah, definitely beautifully shot. Let's see. Shang-Chi was so boring. How did they drain the fun out of Kung Fu? Damn. S tier for suing and winning against Disney. Yeah, she did. So D tier, obviously, for Mendoza. The Abomination. Yep. So I think we're all in around like the B to D tier. So I think she's gonna fall in at a C. She was at the end of the second Guardian. Oh yeah, she was. You're right. I forgot that. I agree. Lacking of good kung fu, says Frank. And then of course, Monsieur Never Done Red Guarding Right. He's supposed to be a Captain America like straight-laced hardcore character. Oh, interesting. Okay. Fair. Okay, so we're gonna put you, my friend, at it looks like a C tier. Shang-Chi. C. Goodbye, sir. All right, we're almost there. Eternals, everybody's favorite. Isn't this an auto S tier? I mean, what's there not to like about this train wreck of a movie?
D.
That's just fucking D right away, dude.
That's where it goes.
Like, that's where it goes. There's nothing about this movie that was good.
From me, the only reason it really gets a D from me is that they attempted, though it not very successful, they introduced the Celestials into the Marvel storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I was interested in that. That's pretty much where I got interested in the movie at, is when I found out that the Eternals were made by the Celestials. And I was like, oh, the movie just got somewhat interesting all of a sudden. But it didn't last long.
Yeah, no, this is a hard D. Eternal, if you want to call it that. D. Yeah, exactly. C tier only for trying to bring new characters. It's a good call, Frank. Yeah, that's good. Z tier for hard to argue with that. This is a hard D, man. This is an easy D. I don't think there's anything redeeming about this movie. I didn't give a shit about a single character in this movie, like at all. Like, Eternals, I don't know how to rate this movie. I felt like the pandemic COVID time we were affected this movie. It's a C for me. All right. You are going to D. Oh, wait. A tier for unsellable toys at Ollie's. You know all about that, Great Beer.
Oh, yeah. They still exist. They still exist to this day.
Wall to wall, my friend. Wall to wall. D tier for you,
man. It took up a whole end cap at one point. The Eternals were about maybe 300 deep in my ollies. About 300 deep. They have whittled. There's maybe about less than 25 now.
Damn, that's crazy. So, Spider-Man: No Way Home, the one that brought back everybody, good and bad.
I give it an S. I'm going to give it an S because they attempted it. They tried it. I don't think it completely worked out, but I like what they were trying to do with it. I was like, okay, this was a better multiverse movie than fucking Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I can tell you that. If you're going to do a multiverse movie in Marvel, DC, anywhere, please take note on how it's done in here, because at least they concocted a story.
Yeah, I mean, this is an A tier for me. I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was S tier, but I did like the story, reading back to characters. I thought it worked well. You always, when you're doing all this kind of interconnected future, past, alternate stuff, it can go wrong. I thought they kept it pretty tight, I have to admit. This is pretty tight. So Dan says A tier. Frank, of course, we know Spider-Boy, immediate D tier for him. Let's see. We have a D minus from Joza, or no, minus D. Got you, D. What do we got? B tier because he didn't have his own villain in it. He was fighting everyone else. Yeah, that's fair. Joey says, No Way Home, it was good. 3 Spider-Man, 1 movie is so good. A tier for me, hands down. Oh, I think this one's heading towards that A tier. We got 3 A tiers here. And the closest we're probably going to get to is Sinister 6. That's the truth. Yeah, I mean, you brought back Alfred Molina. You brought back all the... Yeah, I mean, gave Jamie Foxx a second shot. Yeah, what's there not to like? And this was really an absolute monster of a runaway hit. So I think you, sir, are heading over to A tier. All right. Here we go. Next. Getting there. Not too many left. Ooh, the Multiverse of Madness.
See, and only because they briefly used Professor X, Captain America, the what's her name, Sarah Carter, Captain America, Agent Carter.
Oh, Agent Carter, that's right. Yes.
You know, and folks, you know, the rest of the folks that they brought in. That was it. That was the only thing that saved that movie, and it wasn't even long enough. I think all the hype around the Multiverse of Madness, and you get to see like that one scene, and it's like maybe 8 minutes long, and it's all over.
No, I agree.
They should have went hard.
What do we got here? We've got Multiverse of Madness D, C, B. What did you get?
This guy here, he's getting a C.
Yeah, he's a C for me as well. I think C. Did I miss something? Was Spider-Man No Way Home supposed to go to an A tier? Did I miscount? If Frank's calling me out, I feel like I did something wrong.
I don't know.
But Frank can be pretty harsh on me. C, D, B, D. No, I had it right. Multiverse, I liked it. It was entertaining, but it was just a tease for what could have been B tier. Yeah, okay. D tier, Menjoza. Peggy Sharon is her niece. Yeah, in the comics anyways. That's right, Peggy Carter. He's right. Where did I put No Way Home? Oh, I put him at an A tier. I see what Frank is saying now. B it is. You're right. Hey man, what comes after that? All right, Multiverse of Madness. Where did we go? We ended up with a, looks like B tier. Yeah, Frank has me all the time, especially after I'm like I said, 3 double gins on my day off on Sundays. I mean, over the course of 12 hours, but it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go C tier with this guy. And Frank, stop messing with my head. All right, what do we got next? Ooh, Thor, Love and Thunder, everybody's favorite Thor. I mean, this is a hard S tier, isn't it? Like easy S tier. What's there not to love about Love and Thunder? C, you're being generous. Why would you give it? What makes it better than a D tier?
Let's see here. The Love and Thunder, Christian Bale. The amount of the 5 to 15 minutes he was on the screen, I think, was he did a pretty good job. That's the only thing that saves us.
Nah, dude, I get it. There's nothing about this movie that I thought was redeeming. Like it just kept getting dumber, and it's like they kept doubling down on the dumb. And then they brought in Russell Crowe, thinking, "Oh, that'll be funny as Zeus." And then they brought it, you know what I mean? And then the effects were terrible, and yeah, this is hot garbage. This is definitely hard garbage. Yeah, and to waste Christian Bale of all goddamn actors.
Hey, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. No, he did absolutely what he was supposed to. But just a terrible, terrible movie. D, but I love the bunny scene. Can't argue with that, buddy. All right. You are going straight to D. You are not wasting any more of our time. We have more pressing movies to rate than you, sir. Get out of here. All right. Ooh. Wakanda Forever. The flying goats. Oh my god, I forgot about the flying goats. Thanks for the PTSD.
I am actually going D with this one.
D with Wakanda Forever. This was bad, right? This was really bad. It had a bad villain.
It didn't have a bad villain. I mean, Namor is not a bad villain to have. They should have, look, things happen in life, and they were putting this movie out, and they just continue going on with it. They should have just put it on pause for a couple of years and try to figure out exactly how they want to go about this, because I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was put together. I just thought, I'm like, it's like, why, the man passed away. Why don't y'all rethink this Black Panther thing and don't try to cook some shit up? This is some shit that was cooked up. It was like, we gotta figure out how to make this work now since he's gone. And I'm like, no, man, just put it on the shelf and everybody will understand. Put it on the shelf for a couple of years, try to figure out how you want to go about this, and then go. I think this was a mistake. I think this movie was a big mistake to make.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody's agreeing to. Tier, like everybody's pretty much a D tier, ultra. Dan has never seen it. Menjoza's D. Joey felt like they were just walking through the motions, being in shock from the loss of Boswick. C for Wakanda. They couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I think this is just, to your point, just a movie that didn't need to be made, and they should have just waited to recast them. It is, in fact, going to D tier. So sorry. Ooh, but somehow it's probably still better than this fucking piece of shit. This is a fucking atrocity, this movie.
Oh man.
Oh dude.
I'm gonna give it a C. For them, they're trying to explain the quantum realm, and we got introduced to Krang, and there was stuff there. It just didn't work out. Other things happened outside of the movie that didn't help. So I don't know. But I give it a C. I give it a C because they were trying. I give them effort for trying to do the quantum realm and trying to introduce Krang. I really do. I give them credit.
And I appreciate that. I love the optimism. That Mordock was so fucking terrible, dude. That special effect was so bad. It's unforgivably bad. This was just, nah, dude. That alone is like a super D tier. How they could fuck up such a lovable character as Ant-Man is beyond me. And I think Ultra says D, Frank says D, Dan says D. They wasted a Micronauts among other. Exactly. Just such an atrocious film. Guy was bad. All right, you waste none of our time, sir. You go straight to D. Oh, there's a lot of movies on the D tier.
Oh yeah, I expect.
Did you? I didn't expect so much on the D tour, I have to admit. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Nah, yeah, no, Kang was, yeah. I mean, had he been kept as the bad guy?
I give this a B. I give this a B.
Yeah, this is S tier for me, and it's S tier because it's the conclusion of a great trilogy. I love that the heart of it, the humanity of it. It had this real great message about, just family and the idea of family, what family really is and isn't. I love that they went into Rocket's story. I love that it was the first Marvel movie that had a swear word in it. And it didn't have a happy ending, which I liked.
Oh no. This was a more sadder story altogether for the Guardian of the Galaxy, but not every superhero movie should be fucking parades, balloons, candy, and cake and shit. There should be some damn heartbreak.
Yeah, exactly. Not enough to give it an A. Dan says this is like just terrible. Some of the worst James Gunn think he could write comics better. Fair. And that's fair, but a B because of the heart. Yeah, I mean I think that's where I was at. Yeah, I fucked up Adam the Warlock. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm a big animal lover. I think there was an underlying message there that I kind of liked that James Gunn always puts in his movies about animals. But that's me just being selfish.
Yeah.
Love the ending. Sometimes stuff with villain sucked. No, I agree. Oh, the Christmas special was a lot better. Absolutely.
That shit
All right,
was
yeah, when they kidnapped Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
That's great. That wasn't Rocket's real story. That wasn't a high evolution at all. I think Dan, I'm going to read that series because, oh yeah, MODOK was just terrible, dude. So bad. I thought it was a joke at first. Yeah. I think that everybody thought that was a troll or a prank. Well, Guardians 3 looks like it's getting a hard C tier, my friend.
Yeah.
Hard C for Guardians. Wow. All right. Okay, we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're almost there, folks. Thanks for sticking around. We will get there. I don't think we're going to be looking at any toys tonight.
Yeah.
But we made it. All right, let's get these guys. Let's see what we got left. Ooh, everybody's favorite, the Marvels. If you like the second one, or the first one. Yeah, that was good, actually. Close the fucking door. Have you seen this one, Graybeard? How'd you feel about this one?
I have seen this one, and I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C because they were trying to do too much. They really were trying to do too much. I like what they were trying to do. Don't get me wrong. It's just I think they were doing way too much.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I'm gonna agree. This is a C to D tier for me. They wanted to do too much. I love these characters, like the story. I mean, like the characters. Thought it had potential, just never hit the right buttons. But really like these actresses. Oh, thanks, Joey. Yeah, hit that like button, folks. Hit the like button.
The I like what they were trying to do with it. I really did. There was some good aspects in here that I liked. I just when I saw it, I was like, did they just slap this thing together? That's what to me that's what it felt like to me. I was like, oh, you just threw some people together and just let's do this. It didn't feel like it was very well thought out. I like the end credit scene where you saw Beast. I was like, oh yes, yes, we're gonna go that route. And I don't know if they're gonna get there or not, but I guess we'll find out soon with Doomsday.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Double D, but that has a positive connotation. Nice. D, single D it is. Yeah, I think they are heading for D tier. It's unfortunate. I wanted this movie to work. Again, I loved every version of these girls' character. They just didn't bring it together in a cohesive and enjoyable movie. It just was not a good movie at all. Which is really, really sad when you do that to these characters. Deadpool versus Wolverine.
It's an A.
What am I doing here?
Deadpool Wolverine, I give it an A. I give it an A. I give it an A for what they tried to do in that movie. I give it an A.
Yeah, I mean, look, I enjoyed this movie. I think it was terrible. I will say that Deadpool wears me out really quick. Like really quick. And if it wasn't for Hugh Jackman's levity to offset that, I would absolutely have left this movie theater within 30, 40 minutes. And I remember my wife looking at me and saying, like, Jesus Christ, does he ever stop? And I'm like, no. Like, it just feels like it's just constant. Because even the first movie, at least there was moments where he broke character and or would pivot and get serious for a minute, but this one was just non-stop skit, and it was just like after a while you're like, okay, I don't know, that's the way it felt to me anyways. He wore me out. Like, I was actually getting really annoyed with the Deadpool character, which I don't think was the intent.
I actually think that is the intent, because he's supposed to be that, man. He's got the mouth.
Yeah.
Yep, got the mouth.
I did like all the characters they brought in. I liked all the alternate universes. I think they opened up a lot of fan casting. About the only thing I didn't like was Gambit, and I wish they would have put Marshala Ali as Blade. I would have much preferred that they introduced a new Blade and actually get Blade off the ground. So Deadpool's a A for Dan, B for Ultra, B for Frank. It looks like Jose has not seen it yet. I wouldn't go out to rush to see it. B tier says, so it looks like B's winning the day. Ever going to be one Blade? Yes, I get that, but it's time to move on from, if there is going to be another Blade, it's time to move on. Yeah, okay, that's comic accurate. They all want to kill him. Okay, that's cool. And the street was great. That's it. Fair. I want to see Marshala Ali as Blade. I do want to see an updated Blade. But that's me. So it looks like he gets a B tier. He's landed on the B tier. All right, we're down to a few now. Captain America, Brave New World. Yeesh.
C. I gotta go C.
Yeah, I can't even go see.
It isn't terrible. I mean, it ain't terrible, but if you're gonna bring in the Red Hulk, I mean, there should have been a better story written. But they try to pull back on, they try to go nostalgic and reach back to that first Hulk movie and bring back the leader and weave a story for him, which works just fine. That is the type of plan the leader would have had. Something that was going to take a while. So it didn't bother me. It's just, I'm like, wow, y'all took this long to go that far back with it. But I don't know. I don't need to see Harrison Ford as the Hulk again. I can tell you that.
Yeah, see, so Dan, yeah, there's a lot of retconning going, right? They made kid pull a girl because they did that in the comics now too. Thank you, Frank. I corrected that. You're right. I'm not looking straight. C tier, yeah, Red Hulk. C tier, D tier, Mendoza. I don't think Dan has seen it, which you're not missing much. C, can't decide. The leader sucked. Oh, 100%. All right, C tier it is for this guy. Goodbye. You are C tier. Okay, let me make sure I'm getting it on the right line here, because damn, a lot of C tiers all of a sudden.
Hey, don't forget, what's his name was in that? Ben Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
He had that part.
The new Avengers.
Oh, the Thunderbolts?
Yep.
I
Down
give
to
it
the last three.
Thunderbolts, I give it an A.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoyed this movie. I have to say, like, I was captivated throughout the whole movie. I thought the storylines were solid, action was solid.
I like
Thematically,
when they do different people, different characters. We got different characters. They're expanding on them. Yeah, we got the guys we've been dealing with for I don't know how many years. I'm happy to see a new group. It's fine. I liked it. I enjoyed the story. I thought the villain choice was wrong. I thought that was the only thing was the villain being the Sentry. I thought that was the wrong choice. Because of how powerful he is. That character could have been easily saved for like a 2-part type of movie or a 3-part type of movie. I wish they just used another villain for that one.
so B for you, B for your Ultra, S tier for Shane, C for Joey, C for Frank, B for Mendoza. Yes, because John Walker is the shizzle. Dan comes in with Thunderbolts is C. I'm so confused. I always felt like I want to watch it again, and then I'm like, nah, it's fair. I felt that feeling. Like, maybe I should watch it again, but no. In the comics, the Red Hulk's first appearance was epic. Telling the story would have been a blockbuster. They could have brought in some new characters too, of course. You know what? And that's so. It looks like to me, C, B, B, C. John Walker did nothing wrong. Nice. Hashtag. That's good. I think it's landing at a B tier, which is actually not bad. I thought it would actually land lower than that, so I'm happy to see that. So B tier for the Thunderbolts. Make sure I get on the right line. And we're down to our final 2 MCU movies after going through every phase. God damn, that's crazy. We are down to Fantastic Four is next up. What do we think here?
I go B. I go B for Fantastic Four. B.
I'm B on this. I think B good. I think B is right. Because actually I really liked the story. I was pleasantly surprised with the casting. I think this is the best version of the Thing we've got. And I like the era in which they set this movie. I liked that it had the feeling of the Jetsons a little bit. Yeah, I think they did Galactus really well. The Herald was great. The Silver Surfer, the female. Um, yeah, it wasn't much about this movie that I didn't like, actually.
I like, for me, I liked how they did the montage, so they caught you up to speed on what happened to them. They didn't waste time with the origin story too much, which I was grateful for that. Once again, they're using, you're coming out with Fantastic Four, and you're going to come heavy. You're going to come with Galactus, one of their major villains of the Fantastic Four, and you're going to bring him into the fray with the Silver Surfer. And I just thought that, once again, it's just too big of a villain to be doing a single movie on. They should have fought the Silver Surfer the first movie and then leveled up and moved on to Galactus. But, I think it would have made for a better story to drag it out further. But for what it was, I give it a B, man. They gave us Galactus. He looked great. I like how he looked, how they represented him. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Silver Surfer being the female version instead of the normal Silver Surfer, that wasn't no big deal to me either. I just thought they could have split that thing up. They could have gave us a better story.
No, that's fair, actually. That's fair. And I think just to call out so C tier for Ultra. Dan won't even watch it. Don't blame you. B tier for Frank. D tier Joey, D tier Mendoza. This is trending towards a D, my friend.
Oh no!
Oh, so we got 3 Ds, yeah, 2 Cs and 2 Bs. 3 Ds, man. I mean, who doesn't want 3? Nah, I'm not gonna go there. Okay, so I think this is it. It is, in fact, going to D tier, which is a bit. I think that's another surprise for me tonight. I didn't think Fantastic Four would end up in B. I thought it ended up like a C, maybe a B. Oh, wait a minute, Frank. So let me. Oh, he comes in. No, we already counted his. Oh no, he did count. So, no, we did count. He is the B from earlier. You only get 1 B, buddy. Fantastic Four, my friends. You have surprisingly ended up D tier, and that leaves us last but not least the blockbuster that is Spider-Man Brand New Day. If you have seen it, fantastic D. Delight. That's A tier for me.
I'll go A. I'll go A with you.
Yeah, I don't want to give too many spoilers because people I know haven't seen it yet, but it's got great story. It's got some great villains. It really ties up well from the last story. They really kind of continued that really well. Great action sequences, fantastic cameos. There's not a lot I didn't like about this movie, quite honestly. Like at no point was I looking at my watch because it is not a short movie.
No, it's not. No. You're getting 2.5 hours of Spider-Man, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. B tier says Ultra didn't live up to hype. I know. Initially thought it was great, but then when I thought about it, B, agree with Ultra. Okay, so another B. So 3 Bs. Frank's in at B, still Spider-Boy until the end. Yeah, fair. Mendoza says C at best. That's fair. I mean, I think that's good, though. You got some B's, a C, you've got a couple of A's. I think that's what it is, right? Like, it's not, I mean, there's some people who think this is, like, the greatest. Not a Spider-Man movie. This was about the intro to the mutants.
And see, that's why mine went that way, because I like the mutant style.
Yes.
With the mutant, see,
Yes.
I digged it. I digged it.
Where's the Incredible Hulk at? You never did that movie. You know what's interesting? Ultra is I didn't include it on the list because it's not considered part of that MCU because it's its own thing, right? It's that universal. But you're right, it is there. Yeah, I thought about that one. And I think I just went basically with the timeline for the sake of for this one. But you're right. That's fair. That's 100% fair. The Hulk is there. You know, so what else I noticed as I went through it is they didn't have the first two Deadpools in there either.
No, the first two Deadpools were, they weren't MCU.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't officially part of the MCU type. You had some of them films that were outside of it.
No, that's right. The X-Men movie is not there either because, again, it's not part of I use the Disney timeline for the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Oh, good call out, guys. Good call outs. Not arguing that. Where do we land on this guy? I think we landed in a B tier. B tier for you, Spidey boy. Spider boy. Make sure. There we go.
Hell yeah.
So that's your last look. But you're right. No, we should do that. We should incorporate them. Next time, I get the feeling you could do a whole other non-Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. You can.
Right? So who ended up in S tier? Let's see. We had, which is great. So we had Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Avengers, both Endgame and Infinity Wars, and then Captain America, Winter Soldier were your 4 S tiers. Interesting. It wasn't MCU trash. It was, that's why I didn't add it. It was its own trash. Exactly right. That's exactly right. What about Howard the Duck? Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. We could do a whole non-MCU, phased. Incredible Hulk is A tier. Which one though? The Edward Norton one or the Eric Bana one?
That's the Edward Norton one is the Incredible Hulk.
Okay. C movies, yeah. Man, a lot of C tiers. C seems to be George Lucas' SMR movie. Howard the Duck was terrible. Yeah, we don't talk about that. That's just terribly bad. But that was good, man. That was fun. I mean, that was a good tier list. Now, up to you. I know you're probably hankering to get dinner. I am, and up to the chat, really. If you guys want, we do have our After Dark segment. We'll skip the toy review. But let's face it, some people come for the After Dark segment. This week's After Dark is pretty damn good. Do we want to do After Dark? Should we do After Dark?
I reckon.
Want to do it?
Because
it's short and sweet.
All righty, then let's do it.
I think we got to do After Dark. Yes, the Norton one and the other one, they both sucked. I agree. But the Ang Lee one was much more cerebral and in keeping. Yeah, that's right. Frank, I'm with you. All right, we will end it with After Dark. Let us play our intro, because that's what we do here. We're so sophisticated. Let's do this thing.
Do you want to see something really cool? Of course. Turn off the lights.
Hey, nothing but the greatest production value around here, buddy. Top of the line, I tell you, top of the line.
Right.
Oh, wait, we're almost done. Now it's all right. We're just going to do a little After Dark right now. So from Max Factory, we have the Toydamo Playmata MX Chan model kit. So this is actually a model kit. I include the price just so you know how crazy these ones can get. But, this is AFA all the way. Later, Frank. Later, Joey.
Right, Joey.
Yeah, it is the AFA. Yeah, there's more. We're doing we're doing the After Dark segment. We almost must inevitably finish with After Dark. Because come on, let's face it. This is what This is what Woody and Alpha will watch for later. I'm name dropping them now, because I know Woody's going to comment. But yeah, dude,
Right.
this is not bad for a model kit. Actually, I like the articulation. I do like the paint apps. I like the ball joints on the wrists. Right? I mean, I don't think there's much of a thigh swivel, obviously. I love the peach. The cake looks good. Right, Joey, that's what I'm saying. This is actually not a bad looking statue whatsoever, my friend. For a model kit, it's actually pretty good. Now, I won't do a blokies, but I'll do this. Yep. No problem with that whatsoever. Hello. And she has a gun. Remember? A gun. That's
Big old gun.
big old gun. Oh, I'm sure there was that Otakon. Oh, there must have been, dude. I might actually pick one up at the next show I'm going to in a few weeks, because I've never had articulation. Azur Lane, 1/6 scale figure from the Fat Company. PH to AT, my friend, the Fat Company. And this figure is fat. You're looking good.
Oh. Ah.
I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, dude. Because it's articulation. I mean, I do like the sculpts on these. I do think they do a really good job with these for what they are.
Right.
Paint apps are always on point. Soft goods always on point. I mean, I've never played a Azur Lane side scroller video game where these are somehow representations of warships. But it is one of the biggest games in the world for obvious reasons.
I believe it.
Yeah, $210 is crazy, dude. And wait till you see the price on one of the other ones. Like, I mean, it gets pretty. Morgana. I mean, it's a great statue. You know, we do a statue show here. Again, great sculpt, great detail, has some real shelf presence. Loving the color, the paint apps, like how it pops up. Yeah, what warship is built like her, I wonder, right? Whoop. Where are you? Don't do that. So this is the, what is this? The Zero Resistance Idle Angels line. This is on your 5K toys. Again, good articulation, great sculpt. I don't know what they're doing here. I didn't think I guess if you want to pose her in a ballet.
How flexible she is.
Reverse pirouette. I do really like this though. Like, I would pose her like this. I love these devil wings, 100%. Oh, she very much is. Yeah, she definitely is. Yeah, come on. What's there not to like about this figure? I think that takes us to the end. All right, enough of that. I showed my After Dark. Our viewers are dropping. We take a hint. We got it. The price on her, she's on a pre-order right now at 5K Toys King. So I think she'll probably be somewhere around $100. So tell us what you got coming up, and we'll sign off and let people get the heck out of here.
Oh, let's see. We got the Hunt Tuesday, another live on Thursday, and then another Hunt Saturday, and then back with you again. And I don't know where else we're going to be.
You never know between now and then. So I guess I will be back at some point, maybe a week with Shane doing our check it out. It will depend on his work schedule. I do know we looked at our top 5 female Marvel statues. We want to look at our top 5 DC female statues. And so that's what we're going to be doing on our next show there. And then, of course, Sunday, we're doing episode 49. We're so close to 52. I can feel it. But until then, I want to thank everybody who hung out with us, everybody who participated. As always, thanks for spending your time with us this evening. And, until next time, may the force be with you as always, and be good to one another and to yourself.